Hello, I am Daniel Bloodworth. We are Easy Allies, and this is the Easy Allies podcast. This week, I'm joined by Michael Huber.
Hello.
And Isla Hink.
Hi.
Up on the desk.
Here I am. Woke up with a migraine today, so if I suddenly have to go lay down, that's what's happening.
So,
I came back.
I feel your pain.
Yeah, so this is the pain of all of us. So you are watching this in the future.
The pain.
This is happening the afternoon after the Game Awards because we were pre-shooting for the holidays. And so I have next to no voice left after speaking for 2 days straight.
Blood went to sleep at 7:15 a.m.
I went to sleep at 7:15 a.m. because I was talking to people until like 1 something because the parking lot closed at 2 a.m. So
yeah, we left at like 12:45. I think I left.
Yeah, and then I still had to put up the reactions and breakout reactions and put up the podcast and timestamps and blah 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 blah.
I admire your dedication.
And then put the rest of this podcast together.
I wouldn't have done it. I just wouldn't have done it.
Well done, Blood.
Thank you, Blood.
So, and then the other fun thing, so this podcast is going to be kind of weird because a lot of it's just going to be stuff that we saw. I think people were doing demos this year around Game Awards. And so had a bunch of different meetings. So I saw quite a few things. Isla saw a couple of things. So it's going to be a lot of me talking without a voice. But also, they should be up by the time you see this. We've done interviews on this desk. Huber interviewed Dying Light, did an interview for Dying Light the Beast with someone from Techland. And we're doing an interview with CD Projekt Red about The Witcher 4.
Dude.
So,
I'm
good
in.
stuff there.
I like that. It looked cool.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I also just did an interview with Warframe cast. It's up right now, I think.
Yeah, well, it's up now in real time, and by the time you see this,
it'll be a week old.
So you'll have to skim for that thing. In particular, we're going to talk about Thick As Thieves, Wheel World, 2 a T,
Wheel World,
Wanderstop, Faraway, Warframe, Phantom Blade Zero,
nice,
and Revenge of the Savage Planet.
Revenge of the Sith.
As well as wrapping up some
That's
stuff.
The third one.
That was at Wholesome and Day of the Devs.
Nice.
So, yeah. So let's.
60 degrees outside. Why is the air conditioner going? This building is insane.
Every day.
It's set to 73 degrees. Whatever.
Hey, never forget when it was a sweat box.
That's
in here.
true. I never complained.
We promised we were never going to complain about these.
I never complained. I'm sorry. I did a 5-hour AMA in 102 degrees in this room. So
it is freezing though.
Yeah.
John, let's go ahead and start rolling the trailer.
You got it.
The book is out.
Yeah.
The book is out.
This is
the book is out.
We haven't had lunch yet, Blood. Reel it in, okay?
I mean, well, that's the other thing. While we're recording, we might have to find a stopping point if CD Projekt shows up.
Yeah.
But anyways, it'll just be a quick little cut. You'll barely notice it, if you notice it at all. Thick As Thieves. So this is from Other Side Entertainment. Warren Spector, as well as some other immersive sim vets. The director behind this is the director behind the original Thief.
Okay.
Oh.
And it is a multiplayer immersive sim stealth competition heists, or not really heists, but like trying to like break in and steal things. Like bank robbery kind of thing.
2 warring thieving factions.
No, 4 individual players.
4 individual players.
Oh.
4 individual players.
All trying to steal something.
All trying to steal something. And so this
very cool.
This is session based. They're like 20 to 30 minute sessions, and basically the guild thieves will have the guild will have an assignment. And they don't care who gets the prize.
Yeah, they just
so
want
you're
their
all
merch.
just trying to be the guy that gets the prize.
Cool.
Right.
It's a great premise.
That
yeah.
is a cool premise.
And
Stealth, but as a race. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, but also strategic, like trying to figure it out because you have these big maps. They say they're like about 5 to 6 city blocks, but immersive sim style, there are passages everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You can go on the rooftops. You can
Dents.
go into the sewers. You can go find secret passages.
Harvey Dent.
And the way that these are set up is that the maps themselves are the maps themselves are set.
My favorite part about
But
this
the
entire game.
objectives and the guards and the traps
Are
and the
randomized.
clues are randomized.
My favorite part of this entire game is the look of the map. It looks awesome.
Yeah, so they have this nice blend of, like they were saying, like kind of like Northern English kind of vibes, but there's, there's castles, but there's also automobiles, but there's also a little bit of magic and stuff in there. And so it's got a really nice kind of look going on and universe. And
I do get nervous about stealth multiplayer games because more often than not, a lot of people are just running through, guns blazing. So do you know, or did they tell you how that's going to be balanced and addressed?
yeah, I mean, like as you kind of see in the trailer, like there are
Yeah.
kind of like these different archetypes, people that have different skill sets and things like that. But there's a lot of different things going on, Huber, because you might like, even though there is the main objective to get to within a time limit, there are also different things to loot and different like side objective, story objective things that you might be interested in. And so you might want to try to do that before you go for the main thing.
Okay.
And because there are different, like you have to find clues before you figure out where the treasure is.
Yeah.
Then there are these different choke points. So they're saying it's like, okay, you could do a race, you could try to get there as fast as possible, and then just get to each point as quickly as you can, or you could go to that spot, and then once you know where the clue is, you can set up traps like gas mines or something like that, or you could wait and try to ambush somebody.
Weaponized hallucinogens.
Weaponized
But if you,
hallucinogens.
if you ambush them, or if you try to ambush them, you might fail, right? And they might knock you out instead.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, if somebody knocks you out, you're out of the session. And now there's
Got it.
only 3 players left in the session.
Oh, so you can get knocked out and
Yeah.
And
eliminated.
you can't get up again.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to be cautious.
Yeah,
then.
and then
okay. That's
any-
actually really, really good, Blood. I love that.
Yeah. And any loot that you have, they take off your corpse.
Oh my God!
So-
Watch your back. Okay, that just elevated
So
the
that's the
stakes
thing too. It's like if
considerably,
you know where like the exit point is, or wherever you take the treasure,
Yeah.
you could just camp that and take somebody out at the last minute. You
That's
know.
brutal.
yeah.
But there are also for like the smaller loot and stuff, there's stash boxes. So you can do that. Like you can grab some stuff, stash it, because
Okay.
you can like get like gadgets and
Yeah.
Do you have to
upgrades.
come
hide a
back
gun
and
in the
get it?
bathroom stall, Godfather
No,
style.
the stash just like you're
You
good.
cashed it
yeah,
in.
like puts
Okay.
it back into your account or whatever.
Can
Yeah.
you form any uneasy alliances, Blood?
I'm sure you can. Like, I mean, that's entirely gonna be up to you, right? Like,
Yeah.
whether you can convince another player to like not attack you,
yeah.
right?
Seriously, work together.
But
to
it's like
steal something.
still like only one person's gonna take home the prize. So
Yeah. That's good. That's
you could
good.
try to say like, hey, let's take these other guys out, and then
Yeah.
what's gonna happen from there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, War Inspector talked about things a lot. He was saying that like he's saying that like this is kind of in his mind, this is the next logical evolution for immersive sims. Kind of like what do we do, where do we go next? And he was saying the way Other Side is set up is it's like they have a lot of these veterans, but then they also have fresh blood to counterbalance it and bring in new ideas.
Yeah.
And he was saying that like he resisted the idea of multiplayer at first until
Because it's so much less immersive.
I was gonna say there's
Yeah.
nothing less
It's
immersive
like,
than,
yeah.
than a bunch of other freaks running around.
running around, talking in your ear. Like,
Yeah.
but what he convinced what convinced him was that they framed it like a tabletop game,
Yeah.
like a D&D session. So
Got
it's
it.
like okay, well you have your D&D session, but then you also have your ongoing campaign. So you
Yeah.
like come back session after session and you have sort of this ongoing story, and you have you try to do things, but other people kind of get in your way. And
Will
you
it
have to
have-
play off of each other?
Will it have? Because you said it was session based. Will it have persistent stuff between?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there is some kind of narrative story hooks in there, which I'm not entirely sure how much of that's tied to your character or based on other things. I'll see what else I've got in there. And then I'm trying to think about what else. Because the way the demo was set up, it was just a video demo where like they showed me the trailer, they walked me through some bullet points, and then they kind of showed me some B-roll. So they weren't playing it live or anything because this is 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox with crossplay.
That's good.
Switch 2?
Didn't say anything about Switch 2.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah. So you can upgrade skills. You can upgrade abilities. You can upgrade your den. Apparently, you have a den between rounds as
speaking
well.
my language, dude.
Yeah.
Their housing.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're
okay,
selling me
Thick
on
As
it, Blood,
Thieves.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a neat. Obviously, this is like not really a gameplay trailer precisely, but I like the look of it.
Love it.
Like
Love
the,
the look.
the color palette and the vibes.
Totally.
One of the
Characters look cool.
One of the little magical things, and they said magic has its own costs as well, but they're saying you could have a fairy in a jar
Oh.
that can stealthily steal a key off of a guard.
The hell?
So
Okay.
you pop the fairy out and it's like, hey, go get that key for me. And it flies over nice and quietly.
So
and
a
gets
little fantastical.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like in Zelda.
They talked about how like another thief alerting the guards is going to put them on alert for you. So now, because somebody crossed through there, you're going to have to be more cautious.
No.
Yeah.
See what I mean, though? See, that makes me nervous again
Yeah.
because it's like,
But that makes sense. If they're on alert, they're on alert.
yeah, but it's like you queue up for a game. You know, what if that happens like a few games in a row, or like 3 out of 5 games where just like people are running around, the alarms are going
I mean,
off.
this is my thing. Is like it seems like a big ask to have enough players in the player base either take it seriously and like RP it well, or to design the game such that they don't find and use exploits pretty much immediately. Like you said, camping the exit or like alerting the guards and then going the other way. Like that you could do on purpose, but it also like I feel like there are so many things they're going to need to think about and balance for this game to
Yeah.
make it like fair and fun. Cause woof.
I did find a note about the story stuff. So yeah, so you have a character, but that character kind of evolves based on your choices. And then
Choices.
and that's kind of where the kind of like the ongoing hook is that like they'll be adding new story chapters and stuff too. And then
always
you can
makes me nervous.
swap to other characters to get their stories as well.
Got it.
And then
Those ambitious plans, like
yeah,
'cause
it's
love
like they want,
that on paper.
That's the thing, Isla. It's like they want people to be you know,
Right.
creative and try weird things and different things and
I love creative. I just don't want people cheesing it.
right.
Get Damiani in this
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
dude. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Huber,
Clip
you'll
out of the
love this.
level.
The guards won't bother you if you don't have a weapon out.
Great.
Like if you're not
Just walk in the streets.
Yeah, if you're just
Yeah.
walking the streets without a weapon, then like
Just
you
a
walk by
regular
those guards.
citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No quarrel.
It was
No
in
quarrel.
it was in the trailer, but there's a grapple hook that you have, and there's a nice like one after you've used it. There's a little animation where you've got to like wind it back up.
Sick.
So that could be a thing too. Or
Does
like
it make
if you're taking the
noise?
time to do that. Somebody, you might be don't be out in the open.
Every
right?
second counts.
Yeah.
You get thwacked in the head with a kosh.
Thwack is such a good word.
Yeah, lock picking system thing, as of course.
We love lock picking.
And then
We love it.
yeah, safe combinations like we've seen.
Oh yeah,
plenty
we
of safe
love
combinations in Indy and Alan Wake.
0451.
Oh, when you sprint, you leave little glowy footsteps that other thieves
Great.
can see.
Great. So you're
Yeah.
encouraged to walk. There you go. That is what I was looking for.
There you
Blood.
go,
Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go.
Systems
There you
to
go.
enforce the system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have like the dark and light stealth systems in there, so that darkness does matter.
Got it. Give me
you
my
know.
water arrows.
Yeah, take some lights out. Yeah, multiple maps, 5 to 6 blocks each.
Chill.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep my eye on it.
Definitely, yeah, there's room to be skeptical for sure.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's an ambitious idea.
It is. And I'm not too. I love Deus Ex and Thief, obviously, but the last couple Warren Spector joints have not been particularly great. So I am cautiously optimistic about this one for sure.
Yeah. The next thing I saw is Wheel World, which Annapurna is publishing. So this is open world bike game, bike racing game, and the easiest comparison that they put in there is it's like Burnout Paradise with a bike. So you have this big world to explore, and then you find points of interest where there are different races, and each race has objectives. So like, your basic like get to top 3, get to number 1, beat Tom's time rather than just like a random high scores, like beat Tom's time. And then
From MySpace.
Yeah, right.
Coming for you, Tom.
Like another thing they borrowed from Crash Team Racing is they have letters on the courses. So
Right.
They spell out the character's name. So Cat, so K-A-T.
Yeah.
And so you've got to find the letters and collect them in the race. Which the challenge for me in the races that I did is that each of the races I had done, like they were good length in terms of the loop, but they were only like 2 laps. So it's like I had like 1 lap to like spot the letters.
Yeah.
And then I had to like remember where they were on the second lap unless I, redid the race.
Yeah. The hardest part with Burnout Paradise Blood is not knowing where to go, but it seems like on this we have waypoints every step of the way.
Yeah, there's some good waypointing. There's a nice map. They have basically a tower mechanic where there are these shrines that you go to, and then they'll pop up and show a lot of objectives. You have your ghost bike, which was the original name of the game.
Ghost bike.
Who has like lost all of its legendary parts, and so that's kind of how the story is like you've got to find these other bikers that have like put the legendary parts into their bike
Oh, funny.
and beat them to get the parts back.
Sick.
But as you see in the trailer, there's just a lot of other parts in the game and customization. So not just visually, but affecting your stats and like your stability and your speed and all of that kind of thing. And you find those parts like all over the place. You just got to look for like little like boxes on the side of the road or
Butt
hidden behind
boxes?
things. Not butt boxes, but there are portal potties.
Portal potties.
It's a fast travel system. You go to a portal potty.
Oh, that's funny.
And you can fast travel to different areas.
And does it mysteriously remove your bodily waste too?
I'm sure
Through the portal?
I'm sure it would. It feels pretty nice.
I was gonna say, how's the biking feel?
Yeah, there is basically like you can lean like forward and backwards, and then that's how you. I think if you do it like quickly enough, you do a hop. So you kinda, like, charge the hop.
Bunny hop.
Which is nice to get the timing down and hop over some fences and stuff like that.
Nice.
Man, I want to go biking now.
Yeah, it looks so fun.
Yeah.
Dust my bike off.
And there's some more complex city areas, but they had me go down into like this more kind of like Mediterranean like wine area, winery area.
Mafia.
That just allows you to,
Did you know the
Explore
Mediterranean
more
diet
like-
is the healthiest diet?
Oh yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Some pomegranates and some dates.
Hell yeah.
Bad
Bad dates.
Date honey. And yeah, just different kinds of challenges out there to find, just like you would for Burnout or whatever.
Smash through some billboards.
Yeah, and it's like
Dude, yeah, that's fun.
So fun.
like it's their first racing game. Like these are the guys that did Nidhogg, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
which
Keep
like
forgetting that.
back then it was just 2 of them, I believe.
yeah.
So I imagine this is more people, but who knows?
And-
I met them. They're really nice. I
Nidhogg
like
10
them.
out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they're talking about like having to figure out the physics and stuff because it's like the out of the box physics systems and stuff. They're geared for cars. It's like, well, we need
Yeah.
something that feels like a bike with 2 wheels and all of that. And so they're actually like really like looking to get my feedback. Does this feel okay? It's like you seem like you play a lot of racing games. You're doing really well. It's like they want to make
They
sure
sniffed you out,
that
dude.
the biking feels good.
They sniffed
Oh,
you
yeah.
out, bro.
And I think it does. And there is a mechanic too for like that you build up boost and stuff. So you get a nice little boost in there and fly by
Boost.
everyone on a straight. But again, like any boost mechanic, it's like you start boosting and there's a big turn up ahead. It's like,
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah.
Pump those brakes.
Yep. So nice stuff.
Do you have to shift or anything? Or is it,
No,
it
you
looks
don't have
like
to
a
worry about
single
shifting.
speed.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
no, you got a shifter.
Can you punch?
punch? No punch.
Just shunt.
So it's
them.
not like border cross kind of style.
Road
racing?
rash.
Road
no,
rash.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
road rash elements
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I will say they do
Hey.
have like a lot of fun little goofy characters and stuff that you challenge to races. So that's nice. There's a lot of personality
Chuck your bike chain through somebody's tires.
in the world.
I want. Somebody should make a hardcore border cross game where you like, because like I've done border cross races where you like shove each other off the course and shit.
So intense.
Yeah, it's fun.
So intense.
Next up, To a T.
To a T.
Which I don't know if you remember this trailer. They had like the little musical ensemble. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
T-pose.
And if you're not familiar with this is from Keita Takahashi, the same guy who did Katamari and Nobi Nobi Boy and Watam.
Pretty legendary.
It's
Uvula.
it's amazing because it's like in our heads he's so legendary.
Yeah.
And he is so nervous about showing his game and he's like, oh, did you like that? And it's like, oh, there's a little bug there. I've got to fix that. And he's like, and he's saying it's like, it's the first the games that he's done before he's described as more like action games. And so this is the first time he's taken on something with more of a narrative, and trying to say something. And the concept is that, you are this teenager. It's your 13th birthday when it starts.
Oh, funny.
And your arms are stuck in a T-pose. So it's this, and that it's like the ethos of the whole thing is it's like, it's
Yeah, wow.
it is simultaneously addressing like these real deep issues with people with disabilities while also like being humorous and lighthearted and very like joyful and
Looks
genuine.
wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well, the
like,
characters
like
are so
a T-pose is
darling.
like a joke on video game
Yeah,
design, right? It's
yeah.
a joke on development. But like, no, this is this person's disability is that they
So
can't
good.
bend their elbows and they need other people to help them and stuff. And like, even like, so your first episode, and that's one thing that's interesting. So that song that we saw for the trailer,
Yeah.
he's doing like anime style episodes. So you have an opening song and a closing song.
Dope.
And so the trailer is basically the opening song for each episode. And then the closing song, you see the giraffe character that's in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the giraffe for the win.
So there are these giraffes that have like these food shops, and there's a sandwich shop there. And the closing theme song is more focused on the giraffe. And it's like him being so tall is also kind of a disability because it's like it shows him like laying on a bed, but then there's like a chair over here for his head and like another stool down there for his legs.
My friend, one of my best friends for my whole life, Joe, he lives back in the Midwest, still, but like he's 6'9", and that's a real thing. Like he's too tall for almost every bed,
Right.
like in hotels and everything.
Yeah. My feet hang off things all the time.
Oh, for sure.
And so the gameplay is a lot of kind of like just like the physical interactions of like figuring out how to just do these daily tasks. Like the first episode is just like getting up in the morning, doing your morning routine, going in, like washing the eye boogers out of your face. Such a Keita thing to do, right? But so your mom has made like this special fountain that kind of sprays upwards, and so you've got to like move your arm over and like twist the fountain on, and then move your head down, and then kind of like move your eyes back and forth until all the eye boogers are gone.
So silly, so
And
fun.
so it's just this interaction between like how you move the sticks and then using the shoulder buttons and stuff. And then your dog is there to help you too. It's a great, cute little dog.
Yeah.
And so like when you need to brush your teeth, and it's like the dog, you push the like left bumper for the dog to put the toothpaste on the toothbrush for you because you can't do both at once.
That's so
Because you've
funny.
got your hand over here, but you can't bring your other hand back over.
Love the banana PJs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, Huber. When you go to pick out your clothes, he has a lot of different outfits.
Nice.
So you can like pick your own outfit. Your character is not like assigned a particular gender. It's like you just pick whatever hairstyle you want, pick whatever outfit you want.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so
That's cute.
like you can make in your head. You know, it's just
Yeah.
however you interpret it or want to interpret it or want to customize your character.
Sweet.
But just the moments of all these little interactions, like even when you're talking to somebody, it's interesting because they have a button for you to manually switch the camera. And so like when you're talking to your mom, you hit it and it's like it swaps from like being over her shoulder or over your character's shoulder.
Oh.
But then when you go to the giraffe and you click that camera button, then it's like the camera's way up in the air, and you click it again and it's like looking way up at the giraffe.
So funny.
But then it's like when you like finally go to school, and like you get out and you're walking to school, and it's again like this physical interaction, communicating so much because it's like you're moving so slowly. And the song, like, there's this just sad song playing because you don't want to go to school.
This seems so cute.
Yeah.
And there's just so much of that. And then what he was saying is like after you finish an episode, then you can kind of more freely like walk around town, and there's like these little collectible coins and stuff that you can use to buy extra outfits, because I guess there will be like points in town where you go to start the next actual episode.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
But yeah, it's really, really cute and fun, and also just touching. You know, it's like you really get the sense of like what the characters are going through.
For sure. Sign me up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the last thing, one of the last things you do in the first episode is the dog has a poop on somebody's sidewalk, and you're like, oh no, what do I do? Because you can't reach down and get it, and that's how you get this ability to like start spinning, and like you can spin and create a tornado that like launches you in the air, and also picks up the dog poop along with you, and then the dog poop lands on your head.
Oh my god. Ick.
So there's gonna be all kinds of weird, quirky, fun stuff.
Yeah.
In this game for sure.
Looks and sounds great.
Yeah.
Isla,
Huh?
you were over there and you got to check out Wanderstop, which we have been curious about.
Wanderstop. Okay. So, this is the game by Davey Redden, who I met and actually hung out with a little afterward too. Nice guy. Okay, so yes, he's the guy who made Stanley Parable, and I asked him, I'm like, are you sick of people assuming that this is going to have some kind of meta, like crazy twist or whatever? And he said like, he's not sick of it, but it's like, everyone expects that. And he said, what if the thing we do this time is just tell a really nice, like, good narrative? Which I would think that, I think Stanley Parable's got a great narrative
Yes.
too, but like, they're just telling a good story here. There are great characters. There are great, the setting is great. I'll say like, as you're seeing in the B-roll right now, but like, as the game starts, it starts with a pretty lengthy cutscene of this character, Alta. She's a warrior, very determined to be the best fighter there is, but then loses repeatedly, and it really like destroys their confidence and their self-esteem. And I think they're dealing with some like depression, PTSD kind of stuff because of all these, this violent lifestyle and losing and like just like feeling really bad about themselves. And then they're like, okay, I need to find this legendary fighter to help me train, so I can get back up. Like, she's the only one who can like get me there, And so she's traveling, but as she's traveling, her sword, which is just like a little saber, normal sword, starts getting heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and like, so you're like, okay, like this is like a psychological weight, And then there's Boro. So eventually you pass out in the woods, and then wake up, and this guy Boro has carried you to this little glade here with the Wanderstop. I think it's called the Wanderstop Tea House. I think that's the name of the tea house itself. And he kind of runs it, but he's like, hey, can you help me make this tea, And she's like, no, I have to go train to be a warrior. And he's like, well, yeah, but just take a little break, like.
Boro final boss.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing is like, every time Davey said like, no, there's no twist. It's just, I'm trying to tell a nice story. I was like, I believed him less and less, which is like, it's like this Cassandra syndrome that he's got now because it's like, no one's ever going to believe him. It's just like, so it's like, I wonder if people will be upset if it is just a straight narrative, or if that is part of the grand trick of it all. Like, who knows? But I couldn't read if he was. I couldn't read him. I was
that's
like,
the problem. Like after like Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it's
right.
like I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You had a whole room full of like Steam reviews.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'm not sure if how many of those are real or fake, but like, yeah. So it's really good, but like the ultimate thing is once you get going, like there's a cutscene and then talking to Boro for a while. Boro, by the way, is a sweetheart. Best boy. Love him. They said Boro was like the first thing that they kind of came. He just kind of coalesced, like fully formed out of somebody's mind, and they were like, "We did it. This is Boro." But yeah, so you have to plant the plants, the seeds. You plant them in a certain different patterns, and that gives you different plants, which I think is a really cool system. It's a very kind of interactive farming system, and you have a book to keep track, but it's cool because maybe you can find new patterns or whatever, I don't know, with comboing seeds and whatever. Then you have to, you have to get water, you have to climb up this giant apparatus to make the tea. You dry the tea leaves, throw them in the apparatus, fill it with water, pump the ballast to heat the water up to the right temperature, and then, the tea comes out. And then the dishwasher is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
You can see it briefly in this trailer, but it's like a little train, a few little trains on these tracks. Think like Mr. Rogers or like
yes.
If you've seen a coffee house that has like a train going around or whatever. It's sort of like that, but it's these little train cars, and you put the cups in the train cars, and then they go up and down through this waterfall, and that washes it, and then they go into the next room where it's like a furnace, and it heats them up to dry them, and then they come back out, and you grab them off the thing, and they're clean.
That's great.
So it's a lot of really cool kind of interactive stuff, like similar enough to Tea House kind of sim stuff, cozy stuff that you've seen before, but interactive and interesting and kind of designed in ways that are different from what you're maybe used to. And it's beautiful. Like, I think it looks really good, plays well. Wanderstop seems really cool. And I am looking forward to seeing more of the story. Oh yeah, first thing I did, I ignored all tutorials and I walked over to these funny little penguins with crazy eyebrows, and you can pick them up, you can pet them. Goatee watch automatically. Wanderstop seems really cool, and we don't have to wait too long because it comes out on March 11th.
That's close.
Right.
So like 3 months or whatever from when you're seeing this. I'm really into it. It seems really cool. Good pedigree. And who knows if we should doubt the veracity of the claims of no weird hijinks, no meta narrative. I don't know. I kind of believe him, but at the same time, who knows? I mean, the darkness of the first cutscene is already kind of a twist on what you might expect from this. Like, she's getting stabbed by a bunch of swords, both, I think, literal and metaphorical, in the first cutscene. So, it starts pretty raw and then goes to this. So that's already a little outside of what you might expect. So
nice.
Wanderstop, check it out when you can.
Nice. The next one I got to see is called Faraway, which was revealed at the Day of the Devs, and this is such an interesting interaction. So this is basically a solo dev doing this, and it's like he's just so like in love with like the concept and the design of like making this game that like he was just kept talking to me about like all of his like what's going into it and his philosophy, and to the point where it's like I think we should maybe start playing the game now because we might run out of time for our slot. Right?
That's cute.
But so he was saying that it's part of the idea is like developing as it goes, like finding the game design by working with it and making it. And it's very code based. He's saying there's like not really art assets. It's all kind of like about programming and stuff.
Oh, crazy.
And then he was saying like then the sounds kind of instruct the visuals and sort of vice versa. And it's almost like playing like jazz with game design, until he kind of like figures out like how he wants things to go.
Kind of a ho-ho-cum vibe here.
Yeah, not quite. But I'll get into the mechanics because it's not something that's easy to like figure out over the shoulder until like you actually start pushing the button. But the other big inspiration for him with this was Tetris, where like this thing where it's like, okay, like once you get it, then like it's kind of systems based and like you just want to keep coming back for a little more. I can get a little better, and that kind of thing. And the idea of it is that you are a shooting star that has a like limited amount of energy, and then you essentially like keep from burning out by connecting these other stars
This looks so fun,
in
dude.
constellations.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
this looks wild.
This looks fun as fuck.
And so the stuff he's doing in this B-roll, I'm like, I can't even imagine because it definitely has a learning curve.
Got it.
Because essentially the way it works is think of like the gravity system in like Mario Galaxy. And so like
okay.
when you would jump off a planetoid, you would start wrapping around it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You don't really control
and once you
your shooting star. Your star is moving in a direction, and then anytime one of the other stars is highlighted as red, that's where you're going to like grab the gravity to.
Got it.
And so if you're over here, the star's over here, and then you grab it, then you start swinging around this way. But if you stay swinging, then it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And so it's
Yeah.
like learning how to kind of like slingshot your way from one star to the next.
Fun.
And then there are kind of like these pockets. They kind of appear as like colored bubbles, like big red bubbles or blue bubbles on the map. And so you're trying to get to the bubble, and in there's a constellation. And that's sort of like a one chance to connect the dots.
Yeah.
So you try to get a line from to like swing to this one to that one, and then when you swing over, then the line connects between them, and then you try to connect as many of the stars in the constellation as you can. But then as soon as you like double back on that same line,
You lose.
then it completes.
if you hit
So it's
yourself,
like you'll
yeah.
get 10 points rather
Yeah.
than you'll get 10 for each line, So and so there's the kind of endless mode where you have basically like a countdown. Like you have this much energy, and like once it hits 0, you're done.
Yeah.
And then there are also
Looks so fun.
these sets of puzzles.
Yeah.
So kind of like think about Game Boy Tetris where it had the puzzle mode. And so basically you have to do the first set of puzzles just to kind of get the feel for the mechanics and the flow. And then once you've done the first set of puzzles, then it unlocks the endless mode.
Nice.
And then the more you do, the more little sets of puzzles.
But I feel like
that
one of
unlock.
the absolute most critical and important part of this game is the music. How is it?
Oh, no, it's definitely very good.
Great.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
very,
because I just want to like vibe out.
Yeah.
And just play this, and if the music is amazing, like that really helps.
Yeah.
So I think a Geometry War is like,
Yeah,
that music helped so much, just endlessly grinding and playing it.
Yeah. It's that kind of music where it's exactly that. It's like it is a vibe.
Nice.
And it's like you're not really thinking about the music, but you're just in this
In the zone.
space. Yeah.
Cool.
so
Looks
yeah.
fun as hell.
It's cool. It's one of those things where
Simple and addictive. It looks
yeah,
so
you do want it
addictive,
because it's like you
yeah.
feel like I'm because you have those moments where it's like, oh, I nailed it. I nailed the motion of getting through this, and I get it. But then, you try again. It's like, wait, I lost it. I lost the feel. Like, what am I going to do? I can do better.
Do you push a button to grab the gravity from a specific?
Right. So
Star?
whenever the star
Yeah.
is highlighted, that
It's the one that you could grab.
That's the one that you could grab, but you
And then
can't
the blue
choose a
lines-
star other than to be like within proximity of it.
Yeah. Because I was like, because he was going by some and it wasn't grabbing, and then other ones it was. So I was like, okay, you have to be able to
grab
choose.
by pushing the button, but it's only a one button push. Yeah.
And do you get bonuses for drawing constellation pictures?
Yeah,
think
so
if you
that's
just
what we're
get all
saying is
the-
like if you complete the whole constellation,
Get them all.
Yeah.
then especially in the puzzle mode, then you'll do because I think in the puzzle mode you have to keep
Puzzle.
trying until you get it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the freeform mode like this, you like it's just like
Mommy like.
in the freeform mode, it's just like you get what you got.
Yeah.
And then you've got to move on and find another constellation to keep your energy going.
It's fun as hell.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I'm very in. When can I play?
2025 PC.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think does it say that in the trailer?
The trailer said
Nice. Okay, because I don't think he got to tell me because
that.
he had to switch.
Yeah,
There he is.
That's a nod. 420. That's a nod. It's
420,
intentional.
dude.
That was intentional.
Yeah, on PC 2025.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet, dude.
Isla, you mentioned the
Say it
interview.
one more time. The name of
What's
it.
that? Far away.
Away.
Far away.
Far away.
High on my list there. High. See what I did there? On my
Oh,
list.
because he scored 420 in
super high on my
the
list.
sex
for real.
number. Got it.
10 out of 10. Super in blood.
Isla, you put up your interview.
Yes.
Last week.
The interview. It's an interview.
2 weeks ago, whatever this was. But you got to have lunch with the Warframe cast and crew and
Yeah.
Warframe
Resident
1999
Warframe specialist.
Yeah,
Isla
hell yeah,
Hank over
launched
here.
by now. Yeah,
Steel Pack, baby.
all because of a girl in a red dress.
Yeah. two women who, yeah. But, okay. So, Warframe, there was a lunch. They were talking about Warframe 1999, which is the new expansion, which is out the day we're recording these.
Dude.
So I'm not playing this right now so I can be here for you.
Am I gonna fucking install Warframe?
I'll try to
At some point it's
I
gonna
might try
happen.
to stream this
It's gonna happen.
tonight, but okay, yeah. So first thing to know is to play this new DLC or new free update, because everything in Warframe is all the updates are free. No $50 for
$50?
but you know,
Free, dude?
free, dude. Yeah. So how do I explain this without like? Okay. So to play this, you have to be past the new war, which is like kind of the big like kind of turning point in the Warframe universe that happened, 10 years into the game existing or whatever. This game, they have chosen to not let you just skip straight to the modern stuff like WoW or 14 or whatever some of those other ones let you do. So you do have to catch up.
Got it.
Which Sophia is finding, and Warframe is a big, huge,
Yeah.
complicated,
Yeah.
confusing, incredible and wonderful and very fun game. But like, you definitely need to have kind of like a drive to look into the modding and like the stuff to like, go yourself. So like there's a bit of a hill to climb to get to play this, maybe 20, 30 hours worth of like doing stuff to try to get to this stuff. But I promise you it's worth it. And the story gets good at like the new Strange, or maybe probably Nata mission. Anyway, whatever. That means nothing to anybody. But so this is the most current story stuff in Warframe. So I don't super want to discuss it in great detail, but suffice to say, you go back to 1999 for reasons, and basically it's kind of like what if Y2K went wrong, like happened and went crazy.
Right.
The Warframe universe takes place in an adjacent universe to ours. It's not like it's not our 1999 strictly, but it's more similar back here because you'll see like motorcycles, computers.
Cool.
There's like an AIM style chat thing in this where you can romance any of these characters. So these 6, I think, maybe 7 characters. That's Arthur. They're called proto frames, basically.
Right.
So broad strokes, they're kind of the people that the Warframes like some of the Warframes will later be based on.
Oh,
kind
that's
of.
really fun.
So like these ones will play like their current Warframe
That's very neat.
iterations. So like I think Arthur is Excalibur, Eleanor is Nyx, one of them is Trinity, one of them is
Help!
Mag, maybe Trinity. And then there's a new Warframe, the 59th Warframe, called Cade 09 or Cyto 9, who's played by a guy with an amazing name, which I can't remember right now, but it's in the interview that we did a week ago. But yeah, so these are the
Quincy,
6.
Letty, Arthur, Aoi?
Aoi.
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 Yes. Okay.
Played by Alpha Takahashi. And then also in this, there's a whole bunch of really amazing music, like 90s style music.
Oh, yeah.
Both in the like grungy Nine Inch Nails kind of stuff, which is like my heart and soul, and then also in the like NSYNC boy band kind of thing, because our friend of the show, Nick Apostolidis, voice of Leon in the Resident Evil 4 remake, among other things, is voicing the lead singer of this boy band called Online, which also has music featured in the game, and you can listen to it on Spotify. It's actually pretty good, but they're this boy band that get infested by the technocyte virus. So then they get corrupted and you have to fight them. So they're like weird, freaky monster versions of themselves in this boy band. Yeah, and you get a motorcycle you can ride around.
Can you talk about the Aiden Pierce character?
Kind of. His name is Entrati. He is heavily involved in the... Well, he's kind of like the impetus and the like kind of thing in the background of the Whispers in the Walls.
They're in the walls.
Yeah, content that was like the big update kind of before this one.
Got it.
So
it's been a little arc for this character.
It's been set up, and
Cool. That's fun.
and I'll say like a moment in the story of Whispers in the Walls almost made me cry.
Wow.
So it's like the story is like for real, you know,
Damn,
like
okay.
Warframe goes places. You know,
I'm really impressed with the way it looks, Isla. It looks
it's crazy,
like
like-
shockingly visually amazing.
Yeah.
Like the visuals are so good.
well, and also like this comes with a whole new enemy faction, whole new area, Holvania, I think it's called. It's like this whole big city. It's cool. It's set in this like alternate 1999. You have all these characters. Cool thing too, the Gemini skins, you can bring the proto frame like personalities and looks into the origin system, the modern day, basically, like super
Nice.
future. So like you could basically do an emote in level if you're playing as one of the frames that lines up with the proto frames, and then you turn into that, like you look like
Yeah.
Aoi or Arthur or whoever, which is super cool, and like they haven't done that before. You have basically two fashion frames, so you would look like these guys in the other content outside of the 99 area, which is I think really cool, and I think they have voice lines and stuff for that too. Yeah, so there's a lot here. I'm excited to jump into it later, and then I could talk more about it later on. This character that's talking to Arthur is kind of a spoiler, but like that's who you'll be playing as.
Was someone playing a pinball machine there?
Yeah,
Can you play
Amir.
pinball?
The Amir character plays all these arcade cabinets.
And are they playable?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're maybe.
Okay.
Everyone kind of hopes that they'll let you put an arcade machine in your ship.
Yes,
because you
please.
can customize your ship in the game.
Yeah.
Player housing.
Nice.
You can customize it till the cows come home. And so everyone's kind of like, let me put an arcade machine in my ship.
Yeah.
Like, that would be sick as hell. So, you know, they're really good at listening to the...
and like responding. And
Yeah, so like
adding,
I
yeah.
imagine eventually that'll hopefully probably happen. But yeah, I'm not sure if you can play them. In the demo they had, you couldn't, but maybe, it wasn't the full game yet.
Sweet.
A cute thing about that is the voice of one of the arcade machines was this guy who was on the Make-A-Wish Foundation, wanted to be a voice actor.
Wow.
And so they put him in the arcade. They let him voice this arcade machine.
Wow.
That rules.
And he was at TennoCon, and so
That
everyone
rules.
like cheered for him and stuff. It was
Love
a really
that.
nice moment.
Really love that.
Yeah. Anyway, I could talk about Warframe for hours probably at this point. So like, yeah, I'm into it. Warframe is fun. There's some really interesting story stuff happening in this trailer that I can't talk about, but it looks cool.
Sick.
Yeah. Warframe is sick as shit. Please play it.
Fuck yeah.
Good stuff.
Tenno.
Tenno.
Is one of the best words ever.
Tenno?
Tenno.
I'm going to continue speaking about Warframe now because you said Tenno. So Dark Sector,
Dark
the game
Sector,
that
baby.
they made,
Absolutely.
the game that they made before
Glaive.
Warframe 100 years ago. You play as a glaive, you use a glaive. The glaive weapon is in Warframe.
It's one of my favorite games of the era.
You play as Dr. Jonathan Warframe in Dark Sector. No, his last name is Tenno, which
Tenno.
and he's fighting the Technocyte virus, which
Yeah.
is in this update. But the player characters in Warframe are referred to as Tenno, and then it wasn't until like years and years and years and years into the story of Warframe that they kind of explained what that means in Angels of the Zeramon kind of quest area. But what it means is super cool. I'm not going to say what it like is from, but it's really neat. But it's just funny to me that they were kind of just like, I think when Warframe came out, they were just like, we own the assets to this. Like, screw it. Like, just call him Tenno. Like, I don't know, whatever. And then they like retroactively like
Expanded it,
wove it all
nice.
into the story, and it's like
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool.
Dark Sector, dude. Cult classic.
I gotta play Dark Sector. I got it on
Rips.
Steam for free. Like they
Oh,
were giving
great.
they were giving it out for free like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Anyways,
see if Steam sells you something you can actually play on a modern computer, or if you have to buy it again on GOG.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that has happened to me several times. But yeah, okay. Sorry.
Very cool.
No more about Warframe right now.
No, it looks great, Isla.
We've got more to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please stay tuned to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. Leave comments on Spotify. I saw a few this week.
Oh.
Finally noticing the video version there, so that's nice.
Do people want that? Is that good?
I think it's good.
Okay,
yeah.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell your friends. All that good stuff. Also, if you want to sponsor this show and put your name right here in this space and have Isla read 60 to 90 seconds of copy, get in touch. You can contact us on Patreon or through social media or at info@easyallies.com. Whatever works for you, and we will make that happen.
Patreon.com/she'sally.
That comes later.
Patreon.
Next up, I played Phantom Blade Zero
Nice,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Is it
morning.
good?
It
It
is
is
pretty
good.
freaking good.
It's a good game. I
Yeah.
played it at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah. So this is from S Game, which is a Chinese company, and
S Game 7?
They have a
This is the part I played, actually. It's fun.
yeah. So I'll get into the differences because it's essentially the same demo, but there's some very key difference.
Got it.
But they have an apartment right next to LA Live that they're using as like an office, basically, just kind of like a small little office. And so they had people come over there and try out the new version of the demo. And they also did sort of like the kind of PowerPoint stuff first to get me into it, because to cast their vision, right? Because the idea is it's like a DMC light plus a Souls light plus like a RE4 light.
Whoa.
And like mixing these different kind of elements
Yeah.
together to where it's like, okay, more combo-based combat, but not so complicated that you have to memorize a billion things and stuff. It's like
Okay.
it's not. From what I played so far, like the combos aren't even as like complex as Stellar Blade.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then with the Souls light elements, it's like, you can kind of see it in a lot of the like dodging and parrying
Yeah.
and stuff like
you look
that.
fast as heck.
But one of the main differences is when you kill like a grunt enemy, they're dead. Like when you respawn, that guy doesn't respawn too.
Oh.
So it's like you can make progress a little bit easier without having to run through like the same mobs over and over again.
Every enemy you kill is dead for good.
Yeah. So you can just kind of work your way
Bold.
through a little bit easier. And then
Well, you could really just like chip away then.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, friendly.
Yeah.
That's super friendly.
No
and-
grinding though.
And
Yeah.
then with
I wonder.
the Resident Evil side of things, that's more about the atmosphere and the narrative, and they're talking about like there is more like of a story here
Hang on.
than you would get
Hang
in like
on.
a Souls
Pause.
game.
We have to acknowledge that this guy's name is Commander Cleve. Love that.
Yeah, this guy is hard. But yeah, and then they were also talking about like how even though there is some flashy business and all of that, the movement and stuff is all based on like real world martial arts, and they're working with martial arts instructors
That's cool.
and people and they actually had really good things to say about Sifu. Huber.
Fuck
They're
yeah,
like,
they did.
They're like, yeah, like the most authentic
10 out of 10 best
martial
in the
arts
biz.
games in the world right now is
Hell
from
yeah.
a French company. It was
Let's
like,
go.
What's the one, Ashen or Absolver, where you like made
Absolver.
your own martial
right,
art?
yeah.
Same
pretty
makers
sick.
of Sifu.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, slow
I
clap.
never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Ashen.
Yeah.
Or
is
Absolver.
Yeah,
Absolver. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this blasphemous character.
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
up.
So like each one of the bosses that are in this trailer are guys that I got to fight with. But so
This is the one I fought. Blood, this freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see in the HUD, you can equip 2 main weapons and 2 sub weapons at any given time. And so like the main weapons are like here, he's got like this like it's like a rusty sword or whatever. It's like real jagged. And
Jagged edge.
and so, like, when you build up enough on somebody, then you'll start causing a bleed on them.
I love bleed.
And so that's pretty
Love
satisfying. You get that nice little bleed splash going on there.
Hell yeah.
And then
More
there's also,
dots.
like, there are some twin blades
Hell yeah.
for Isla.
There we go.
There's a more standard style sword, and then there was, like, a really long sword.
Sephiroth.
And then the one that I don't remember if this is new for the demo, but it's definitely not in this footage. There were like these twin discs, Huber.
Oh, sick.
These things were freaking sick.
Yeah.
Because like when you're doing light attacks and stuff on them, like you're in and you're doing these like kind of quick, almost like you've got like iron knuckles or something.
Yeah,
those
yeah,
brass
yeah.
knuckles.
Cool.
But then
You can throw
once
'em.
you start hitting into the heavy attacks on the combo, you like flip backwards and start tossing them across
So
the room.
sick.
Chakras.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds fun as
exactly.
hell.
Like-
Xena, dude.
And then you also build up like a little bit of a ultimate, and so when you hit the ultimate with those, you just like flurry out like 10 of them or something.
I'm going
It's like,
Xena build.
No, little Xena playthrough.
Yeah.
Can you customize your character, or are you just the same guy no matter what?
Um,
Can you make Xena? Is
I
my
want to
question.
make Xena.
I don't think you can customize your character, but
Damn
I'm
it.
not 100% sure.
Let us make Xena.
Yeah.
But yeah, really quick, feels really good. There is like perfect parries and perfect
Yeah,
dodges.
it was pretty hardcore when I played at
That-
SGF. People were struggling. I was challenged for sure.
Yeah, so you can be like
People
really,
were struggling.
really
I was
challenged
I
just
was
on like
challenged. I
the
was
general
struggling.
mobs, because like just learning how to deal with like a group of guys coming
Yeah.
all at you at once.
What you said though about the enemies staying dead,
Mm-hmm.
I think is really friendly for a game this challenging.
Yeah.
So hopefully that won't,
Yeah,
deter
because you're
people
still
from
gonna
hopping
have
in.
like your choke points with these bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you saw that kind of smoke step there. That's when you hit the perfect dodge.
Yeah.
You'll see like your character start to get a little smoky, and then
I like that.
yeah. So the blue is the parry.
Catching the
Yes, and then
projectile?
yeah, that's one of the most satisfying things. Is like getting a guy's grenade and just tossing it back at him,
incredible.
and it does a good amount of damage. Also, you can wear guys down. There's like a stamina kind of meter, and then there are when you get them low enough, there are finishers. So that feels really good to like have a really good combo going on, and get a dodge, backstab him, and then hit that finisher and just like pull it all together. But Huber,
yes.
the main new thing. Oh, I didn't talk about the sub weapons. So yeah, the sub weapons is that second set of icons, and so I had like a cannon that you could charge up. You could hold and charge up to get like higher damage. There was a bow, and then there was a flamethrower were the 3 set weapons. That I
Yeah,
saw. And those are like
flamethrower.
on the right trigger.
For sure.
Trying like you could expect from a faster Souls-like game, it's like trying to get in anything. It's like
Right.
usually is like, okay, my opening volley is to like get arranged, and then
Yeah.
like I'm not touching that thing for most of the match.
Yeah.
But better on the like smaller enemies. Like there are archers up in towers and stuff like that.
Do you level up? Is that why the enemies stay dead? Is there any leveling up?
Because
here?
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You could get
I
into
didn't
a
see
real,
anything that looked
Okay.
like a level up
desperate,
mechanic,
like,
but I don't know if
trapped-
that's just a part of the demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems
Because
cool,
you could
though.
get trapped at a boss and just not be able to.
Yeah, sure.
you-
Right, yeah, you wouldn't
grind
be able
up
to
or
just keep
whatever.
grinding it out, right? Yeah, that I'm not 100% sure on. But back to my other train of thought.
Yeah.
The new thing that they introduced here is extreme difficulty. And so...
What?
Cool.
It was already really hard. Yeah, what?
So
I require further elaboration.
they right now they're talking about they're probably going to hold it behind New Game Plus.
Okay. Smart.
And so the difference between normal and hard is
Oh, there are difficulties out of the gate.
yeah.
Okay.
So the difference between
Friendly.
normal and hard is
This is the friendliest, most challenging game. yeah.
the difference between normal and hard is kind of like a standard like numbers game, right? It's like you take more damage, you know, do less damage, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The difference between hard and extreme, so the damage and stuff is the same as hard.
Yeah.
But extreme, the AI changes entirely.
Wow.
So instead of you just like learning to identify a bunch of like sets of patterns,
Yeah.
now it works like a fighting game.
Jeez.
And the enemies are reading what you're doing and responding to it.
Mackerel.
So you really have to be a lot more on your toes. You really have to push in and
Jeez.
learn. Because that's the thing. Like I felt it with the cleave guy. Like he could tell that there was an attack that I was not good at dodging. And so he was,
spamming it?
and yeah.
What?
And so like
Whoa.
before, I could wait for the other attack and parry that.
Yeah.
But no, when he's doing this overhead swing that I always dodged too early on, then that's what he was go to because that was what was working. You
That's
know.
wild.
I wonder if they had that. Like, I wonder if that was what they did first. And they were like, this is the game. It's going to function like this. The AI is going to learn your tells and punish you. And then everyone was just like, this is crazy hard. And so they were like, okay, we'll pivot. We'll just program the pattern for regular game. And then, or if it was the other way around where they like halfway through developed this other thing.
Yeah.
That would be interesting to ask them about.
But what's wild is it's not just true for the bosses. It's true for every enemy.
Oh my God.
So
That sounds kind of
when
wild,
you
actually.
when
Yeah.
you're going up against those smaller guys, even
Hell
then
yeah,
I
dude.
noticed
That's
the
kinda
difference.
cool.
Dude, Family
Yeah.
Zero is the real deal. It's definitely in the Wukong Stellar Blade
Yeah. No, it absolutely
level of
is.
quality. I feel like it's going to represent that,
Yeah. Oh, and-
avenue
And
this
what's crazy?
coming year.
What's crazy
I
too
hope
is
I
it-
like the combat.
it's their
looks
first
Like your
AAA
style, the
game,
blades.
but it's like there's 3 mobile Phantom Blade games before this. Like,
Oh.
yeah, that's why there's a 0 because they had already Phantom Blade 2, and Phantom Blade 3.
I love when
Okay.
this happens, when there's
so
like
funny.
some huge popular thing overseas
Yeah.
that we've never heard of, and we're just like, oh,
Oh, this is the 4th one. Okay. So I'm like, oh, new IP. Cool.
yeah, neat. Oh.
But it feels really good, and like I was saying with the combos, it feels like really logical because it's like, okay, so your square button is your light attack, your triangle button is your heavy attack, and then the way the combos go is it kind of escalates. So it's like whenever you go to heavy, there's no really going back to light.
Sure.
So it's like do light, or do light, heavy, or do light, heavy.
Got it.
That's kind of the way the ones, at least in the demo,
Momentum
worked.
of it, yeah.
So
That
you were
makes
never
sense.
really having to like grasp with too much. It's like it always just felt natural. It's like,
Sure.
okay, I'm gonna move into my heavy attacks now.
I like that.
And with the chakra weapons, that's the ones where like I really felt like I was connecting with, and even they were like surprised as how quickly I was like, yes, that's how that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
Because it was like I would just read that moment. It's like, okay, this is when I move to heavy. He's about to counter swing on me. I go to heavy. I'm gonna back off and start tossing him. So
Sick.
yeah, really like it. Really looking forward to it.
Same.
I don't know if I wrote down when the actual date or anything is, because it's like that's the hard thing. It's like some of these demos are like, that's not what the demo's about. We're just playing the game. I didn't get a fact sheet or anything.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Let me see.
Yeah, it does look really cool.
Yeah, and when this guy like swinging the huge mace, like that's one of the first things, because he's like about to like slam you across the room.
Yeah, I kicked my ass
And
many
that's
times.
the first thing to like figure out is like, okay, do I want to try to dodge that? Do I want because you can interrupt. So like that's where like I like pulled out that ranged attack,
Yeah.
interrupted him, and then slid in to counter.
I know that you can get a hands-on at Gamescom 2024.
Yeah, I don't know if I have it off the top of my head, but you can let's find that easy enough if they've even announced the date.
Yeah.
So good stuff. 30 plus weapons.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
But they were saying they were comparing like how the weapon usage more like to Bloodborne, where it's like you can maybe find the one that's for you,
Yeah.
and
Your
that's
style.
the one that you want to play with. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a little more than Bloodborne with DLC, but like, yeah, that's around that. And it seems like you kind of you take the weapons of your defeated bosses, maybe, because the Commander Cleave appeared to be using that big ragged sword that you were later using in the demo video
Right.
here, but who knows?
Main story, they're saying 20 hours. Average
Oh,
player will
chill.
probably do 50 with side quests and
This
stuff.
game is friendly as F.
PC and PlayStation 5.
So friendly.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Dope.
Last
We'll
one
play.
of the things that we've played, and then we'll get into some highlights of some other stuff. I got to play some of Revenge of the Savage Planet, which I have not played the first one. You played a lot of the first one.
Yeah, we did a full playthrough.
Yeah. And this is from Raccoon Logic, which is basically a new studio because they were under Google Stadia and all that stuff before. But yeah, they really go into like the anti-corporate humor and stuff. If you didn't catch the trailer, the basic premise is that you were sent out on a colony ship out into space to colonize new planets. And in the 100 years that it took you to get there, another company acquired your company and then laid you all off.
Yeah. Some meta commentary potentially for
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it is a 3D Metroidvania structure that also supports co-op, but doesn't have to be played co-op. So I just played it single player, and they had kind of like pumped up my save file with like waypoints that you hadn't actually properly been to yet, and items you hadn't picked up yet, and that kind of thing. But yeah, so you kind of explore these different planets, and you can like scan the environments, and kind of like here's this weird little critter and these plants and all of that, and essentially like finding the resources to build up your tools and your base, and and explore further. And so like there was a thing at the very beginning where like, okay, you had to get some materials to put into the 3D printer so that you could to build a jetpack, and then you could double jump over this wall.
So fun.
But then other items where you had to go out and find in the wild because when your ship gets to this planet, it's like up in smoke. There's like just all the smoke just rolling out of the ship, and it just launches all the escape pods and everything at once, and it just like scattering across the whole surface.
Yeah, the humor is so funny in this game.
Yeah. And then so you have
and there's so many like little critters, and it's like so brutal when you just like kick them.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kind of critters. They're different enemies that you need different damage types to hurt. But then there are also these raccoons with like these big bulgy eyes. The way I describe the enemy design is it's like, imagine if like every creature is like a dog's chew toy. Like it's that kind of big, bulged, rubbery kind of
Very
look.
cool, like cartoony vibe.
And then what you're seeing in the B-roll here is you have like this water gun, and so you can blast this goo off of these flowers to defeat them, or there are like these kind of mushroom pads, and like when you spray them with water, then they balloon out so that they create a flat surface that you can platform across. But then you also get different types of goo as you go through the game. And so there's like a green goo that's like a slime, which you saw a little bit there, and this slime you just kind of slip across. And like even like a lot of your animations are really funny, the way you run and stuff.
I was noticing that. Yeah.
So funny. Such a funny game.
There's like a lava goo that you can spray around. There was conductive goo that was used for like some puzzles, to where like there were like these kind of like electrical little flowers, and then if you sprayed conductive goo between them and like another kind of plant, then you do that enough times it would open a door.
Chain lightning.
Yeah. And then here, this is when you're climbing up to get to this chest, which has the whip.
Nice.
So the whip upgrades your melee. So at first you're just like slapping things with your hand.
Ratchet and Clank.
And now you've got a whip that you have a little bit more distance. But then it can also it can destroy certain objects, and then it can be used to lasso and capture.
That's right.
Different critters. And then when you go back to your base, they'll be there, and you can like interact and pet with them and stuff like that.
That's
There's a
cool.
lot of player housing stuff. And so one of the first things they showed me was like in the base, like all of the different things that you could buy, like dishwashers and refrigerators and just all kinds of different things. But a lot of them have their own fun little quirky interactions and stuff.
Nice.
But like the refrigerator, like it was like one of those refrigerators where it's like really hard to open the door. And so it's like he's trying to open the door and like putting his foot on it and trying to yank it open, and it won't open for him. So it's like, great, I built a refrigerator and I can't get anything out of
Doesn't
it.
even work. It's funny game.
And then one of the other things that like the whip lets you do is like grapple up to certain points.
Yeah.
And things like that. So yeah, I didn't get to play a whole lot of it. Oh, one of the other things that I managed to unlock was like it was like a cannon, like a human cannonball type of thing, and that will launch you to like other planets in the system.
Oh.
Wow.
So it's not just the one planet
Revenge of
now.
the Savage
It looked like
Planets.
from the map there were like maybe like six or
Nice.
7, something like that.
Do you think they pitched it to the? Well, it's just themselves, I guess, but with the S and the dollar sign. Planets.
But yeah, I like it so far. It was kind of hard to tell. Like even in the B-roll, it looks like the performance still needs
I was
some work
gonna
and
say
stuff.
the frame rate look, or maybe it's the motion blur or the characters animation. Like
Yeah,
something looks a little.
I think
like,
there's still some work to be done
in
there.
development. It's fine.
From when I was playing it, was off
Work
of a
in
laptop, so I
progress.
definitely was not expecting.
Oh,
you know,
for
it-
sure.
it to be
Especially if you're recording
perfect.
while playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, this isn't my recording. This
Oh,
is just
I
B-roll that
see,
they
I
sent
see,
over,
I see.
but yeah. But it'll be fun. I'll be also interested
I
to
can't wait. It's
see how the progression works with co-op.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like these games for me are co-op joints.
For
So,
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Very excited to explore with some buds.
Yeah.
Get Damiani up in here again.
Yes. And the good Game Awards for co-op stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like we saw the new Joseph Ferris
Split
game. We saw the
Fiction,
new
dude,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Overcooked thing. I did not get to play Split Fiction. Just full disclosure, because I know some previews are out there.
Damn it,
Um,
Joseph.
well, no, actually, Joseph was mad.
He was mad that you didn't. Yeah.
He was like, he saw me and he was like, "Where were you today? I didn't see you at the event." And I'm like, "I didn't know there was an event."
Somebody who dropped the ball. Who dropped the ball?
Small fries.
Um,
They left us.
They left us. They
but
left us.
speaking of events, I wanted to highlight a couple of things that were in the
Speaking of events.
Wholesome snack.
Wholesome snack.
And the Day of the Devs, they had some video showcases.
Yeah.
The no in-person Day of the Devs this year.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I was
I need a
expecting
wholesome
that.
snack right now. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm starving right now. Dude.
Here it is.
Yeah, here we go.
Dude, I gotta play Duck
This is
Detective.
one of my
First on the
goatees.
list, Duck Detective.
Actually, one of my favorite games of 2024.
New game.
This came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez Louise.
new game, The Ghost of Glamping.
Wait, it's a full new game, not a DLC?
It's a new game.
A full new game. A full new game. Say it one more time.
A new game.
Wow. Already?
Yeah.
Is it a sequel?
Yeah. when spookiness strikes a
Dude.
luxury campsite,
Yo, horror
the one and only
themed?
duck detective is summoned to quack the case.
All right, they fucked themselves now because now every year
Yeah.
we demand a duck detective
Duck
every
detective
year.
every year.
Like, I'm sorry, you did this. I want a new case every year.
Bi-quarterly.
Yeah, like, yeah, so sick.
Does the first one have like the Paper Mario style?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the deduction stuff is sort of like case of the.
Deduction?
Yeah, well, that's what they say. It's kind of like Golden Idol-ish.
I need to play
adjacent.
that, too.
Yeah.
Adorable game, so
Yeah.
great.
We did a full playthrough on stream of the first one, so
Yeah,
go and check that out.
like a duck to water.
Next one is Loose Lagoon.
Loose Lagoon?
Lou. Lou.
Lou! Mortal Kombat 1.
And this is a nice 3D platformer adventure game.
Oh.
It's kind of like those island vibes.
Yeah.
I fell in love with this one.
Yeah,
Looks
Don.
cute, dude.
Yeah, it's got a really nice art style. You got a
Dude.
glider, you've got a seaplane.
Oh my god.
You
A
can get some
ship?
fishing in there.
Boat?
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this
Cozy
town,
as
dude.
hell.
Button bliss.
Wait till you
dude.
see the flying, dude.
This is cozy.
Oh my
There's a
god.
seaplane,
Customizable seaplane?
Wild. Tailspin
Heavens
up
to
in here.
Murgatroyd,
Yeah, wish list
yeah.
this sucker.
That's
Where's
a tailspin
Baloo?
colorway.
Yeah, they knew. They knew what they were doing.
They knew.
Oh yeah, and then it's kind of
Oh,
Ghostbusters. Little
crafting
gun
freaks
there.
me out
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, and then you build
Life
build
is like
build some
a
stuff in your lagoon.
hurricane.
Solar panels. You need some electricity there.
Here in Lou's Lagoon.
But yeah, you're searching for your lost Uncle Lou,
Classic.
who mysteriously disappeared and left you his seaplane delivery service.
Nice.
Classic. How many games are about a disappeared uncle who left
That left you
Blueprints
Yeah.
is like a grandpa?
You're
maybe?
gonna be fixing the plane, and there's
Yeah.
gonna be a hidden map in the plane.
Yeah. A note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming to PC, Switch, and PlayStation.
Switch 2?
Nope,
Okay.
not yet.
Compromised.
Got it. Got it.
Next up is I'm not sure if it's Achium or Ichium. But
Ikea.
this is
Yeah.
such a great art style.
We love great art
We'll be
styles.
the judge of that.
We'll
Yeah.
get it up here. Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Kind of cursed here. I love it.
They're like little potato people.
I love
Wait.
it, but it's cursed.
Turn-based dance battles?
Turn-based
What?
dance battles. This is from Thousand Star Studio. Dazzle the hearts of disgruntled villagers with extravagant turn-based battles
This little egg guy
and rally them against demons in this
freaking me out.
Yeah.
Bollywood-inspired fantasy RPG.
I don't know whether to want to hug him or throw him across the room.
Yeah. Mr. Humpty Dumpty can have a great fall, please.
And then and then you have these explorations sections where they're all stacked on top of each other and stuff.
Dude, what was the jar?
This game seems
Russian. What was the Russian
crazy.
doll game?
Yeah, it's a little bit like Russian nesting dolls,
Yeah.
but not quite. Because they stack up like little totem bowls or something.
Interesting.
I heard a funny nesting doll joke. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Never mind.
Okay.
Never
Okay.
mind. It's never mind.
All right.
But that's on
Demo.
Yeah, demo
There's a
out
demo now.
Yeah. PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 5.
The
Sorry,
little bull one is
Switch.
cute. Yeah, sorry, Switch.
No Switch 2 for
No
this
compromised gameplay for this.
Oh, no, they're
this
waiting
one.
for Switch 2.
Ooh.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitive edition.
Yeah. Running at glorious 1080p.
Next is...
That looks fun, Blood. That looks like
Yeah.
a off the wall, unhinged Katamari kind of
Yeah.
lane.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. What's this one?
This is Locomoto.
Holy shit.
It's a
Love
cute
trains.
little train game.
We love 'em.
where
Tiny house on a train, dude?
Yo, a bear conductor.
You're a bear conductor? Don.
Holy shit.
Oh my lord.
Yo, what's the Don take here?
Don's
Waiting
dead.
for Dawn.
Don,
I'm eating a banana.
Befriend passengers, dude.
Oh,
Bonds.
dude, I am in for this.
This looks delightful.
Sophia.
What do you say, Don?
He's
Looks
eating a
fun
banana.
so far. Yeah, I continued to eat. I thought you were moving on, but it does look
Don
neat.
is among the lucky few who gets to eat
Anything with
Yeah.
the train
around
it looks
here.
Good.
But yeah, so you basically
Holy
you're
Lord.
running a train and
You can customize your
taking care of your customers, and you've got little animal people.
Can you rob the passengers Red Dead style?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I love
Just
it.
checking.
You come through, you bring them all tea and crumpets. You go in the other room, put on a handkerchief, come out, rob them of all of
Give
their
me your
tea
money.
and crumpets. Dude, I am in on
That looks
this.
delightful.
I love trains. I love little tiny houses.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
love animal people. Redwall, dude. Anthropomorphic little animals in
Conductors.
clothes is so cute.
Yeah.
Like pure cute vibes for me.
Very delightful.
I love it.
Helping the passengers out seems fun.
Look at this little
yeah,
guy,
carrying the luggage
Beatrice.
around, bringing
Yeah.
on food.
Ming, dude.
Like I want to help. This game makes me want to help people.
I want to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to help these people.
Yeah.
I want to keep my train stocked with logs.
Dingy folding table, but then you
Jeez.
upgrade it.
You upgrade it.
Yeah.
folding
Bloodworth,
table.
your train gets better as you go.
Yeah, dude. There will be no steerage class. It will be first class all the way. Free of charge, too.
We've taken to watching 3-hour supercuts of Jeopardy questions before bed.
Whoa.
Like a couple of old lesbians.
Holy moly.
And
That's maybe the oldest thing you've ever said.
listen, Jeopardy is cute, okay? But anyway, you know the term steerage from Titanic and what have
Sure,
you.
sure,
where
sure,
it's like
sure.
I never put two and two together that it was called that because it was down by the rudder.
Oh, okay.
The
Yes.
steerage.
Yeah.
At least I think so.
Got
Yeah.
it.
That makes sense.
Next up is Naiad,
Naiad.
which we have seen before and we've been kind of
Which is
waiting for.
not the lesbian swimming movie.
Kate Blanchett movie? No, Annette Bening.
Annette Bening and
Yeah.
Jodie Foster. I believe.
Yeah.
Well,
Spelled differently.
You are swimming.
It's swimming.
Oh.
yeah.
Maybe she's named after Naiad, because that's her last name, the swimmer.
Well,
Yeah.
she is
Spelled differently,
Yeah, well, she is a naiad, which is a water spirit.
like a dryad, like a
Yeah, dryads and
dryad.
naiads.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Listen, blood.
And this shadow dropped actually, so this
Oh,
this came
fuck.
out earlier this week.
Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah,
Petrichor.
yeah. And it's this interesting like top-down thing where it's like you're
Yeah.
swimming through different rivers.
How does
and-
Damiani feel about this view perspective?
I don't know. But
How do you
then
feel
get
about
into the
these
towns,
underwater
It's like, hey,
things?
there's some people over
Oh,
there.
this is fine for me.
Till the structures.
I mean,
come.
this could take a turn, but the art style is so like watercolor. Although I could see this getting a little spooky.
It's neat with the
Looks very
reflection of the
pleasant.
stars and doing like the constellations. Yeah.
Nice.
But immerse
Ow,
yourself in
no.
a relaxing,
Don, are you whistling in the other room?
minimalist, colorful exploration adventure. Flow with Naiad
that
across
you?
a mysterious river and interact with its fauna and flora to discover little secrets.
Nice.
Flana
Out
in
now.
Florida.
Out now.
You can play this
Out
right
now.
now.
We didn't have enough respect for Naiad, and it's,
It's
out
now.
PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. For some reason, Europe has to wait for December 23rd for the Switch version.
Bite it, Europe. You
gotcha.
deserve it.
We won.
You know what you did to the Switch.
Next is A Waddleful Life.
Oh my
Model for
lord.
life.
Yes.
These are also wholesome.
Yeah.
This is all wholesome snack. Yeah.
Wholesome snacks.
Wholesome snacks. This is a mama duck
Oh no.
taking
No.
care of her ducklings.
Oh no.
One of these
What if
ducks is
something
not
goes
gonna make-
wrong?
yeah,
What
I'm
if
out.
something goes wrong, blood?
Telling
So-
you I'm out right now.
So this is like the nice version of Goose Game, basically. Like instead of annoying people, you're just like going around town, like
If anything
Helping
happens
your
to these
ducklings with
ducklings,
things.
I will freak out.
yeah.
get some dragonflies so that they can not be afraid
Don't
of the
leave
dark.
them.
Or not dragonflies, fireflies.
Bloodworth.
This
Yeah.
is too high stakes.
Does anything happen to these ducklings?
Make a
You have to
mess.
tell us.
I don't know.
What if something happens to
a sweet
you?
little game where you
Oh,
play as a duck
no.
and raise ducklings, explore and have fun with your ducklings in the safety of a small, quiet park.
They grew up.
Till the humans come.
They're growing up.
Yeah.
I'm upset. See, this is why dog movie trailers just
Yeah.
show you the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because you have to know.
You gotta know.
You have to know going in, will all of these ducks be okay?
Yeah.
Tweet at us.
Gotta know.
Blue Sky skeet at us.
Yeah.
If all these ducks will be okay.
Yeah.
Waterful Life Depths, please.
Way too high stakes.
Next, we have one for Don.
Don's eating a banana right now.
Don?
Yeah.
And whistling
I
simultaneously.
think a banana split, actually.
Oh.
Pinballton Park
this looks
from Turtle
glorious.
Soup Games is a solo
Tonight
developed
we dine on turtle soup. Is that a nod? Are they Turtles fans?
cozy adventure game. The whole town is a pinball table.
Oh my
The
God.
whole
my
town.
goodness.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Don Casanova.
Don.
Dude.
Pinball.
Here we
There it
go.
is.
Look at
Oh
There you
this.
go.
shit, dude.
Hey, this actually looks really neat.
This is cool.
Oh, you can go on the power lines. Did
Go
you
on
see
the
that?
power
The power lines
lines.
are like
Yeah.
a
little
ramp.
spots.
Holy
go down
cow.
buildings. Yeah.
Yo, I'm in on
Wait,
this.
can you customize the
Build.
board?
It looked like you
Holy
could right
shit,
there.
dude.
Dude, Don.
Yeah, I think you can change your
Treehouse
stuff.
bridges are like my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah. The whole Pimpleton Park becomes one giant
What?
pinball table with the aid of the spirits who dwell in the village shrine. Help out your neighbors, gather lost spirits, and craft the world into the perfect pinball table.
Don.
The pinball physics look good there.
Yeah, this game
I'm
looks
totally in. Look
sick.
at that little tunnel. It's a log. Aw, dang it. That water wheel. Get
What
up
an
on that
amazing
thing.
idea. Video games, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait for Don to play this.
This
Honestly.
looks very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that they have these little stories and everything going on. And
That
there's
I
some
don't
guy
like.
eating cake.
Story stuff. I'm trying to wait to get back to the pinball action. What the
But
hell's going on here?
Don, what about the context of the town and then pinballing through it? Does that excite you, story wise?
Or
Or
more
no?
story I can pick up while the ball is moving.
Yeah.
Got it,
Yeah.
got
I
it.
do. I do feel like with some of these wholesome direct games or whatever, like because we've played a fair few of them. Some of them need to less talk, more rock up top. Like
This
like,
is
there have
an
been several.
absolute fair criticism.
Yeah, there have been several of
100%.
these types of games where it's
Yeah.
like,
That
and I
wide
get
shot
it.
looks
I
rad.
get that you're like building the world and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but like do it in a way where I'm also playing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is so neat because so many, weird pinball kind of theme hybrid things like this, whatever. Like, you're like, okay, the pinball table is sort of forced into this area or whatever, but like, man, they really thought out the layout of everything with
Yeah.
those train tracks, everything. Like, everything in the town sort of made sense, but it looks so fun to traverse with the ball. Yoko's Island Express did that really well in a
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
kind
I
of
love that
perspective,
game.
but what a thoughtfully designed little game. Look
When
at that.
it looks
Yeah.
like you might like clean up and add to town and stuff. I could
Yeah,
see really
I think that you do.
great moments
put
of
it- Yeah,
discovery.
so looking to build something. So like, you definitely add in your own parts.
I can see that being really satisfying though, like discovering a new way for your ball to go and stuff.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait to watch Don
It
play
looks
this.
really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Just,
the
like mini
Space
games.
Invaders, dude.
Sick.
Sick.
All in.
And then Wholesome's one more thing.
Uh-oh.
We didn't get a whole lot of it, but there was the reveal of Toem 2.
Toem 2. I didn't even know
Oh.
about this. What?
Yeah.
So him, we hardly know him.
Dude.
So if you don't remember that, that's a little black and white
Toem
game where you go around
2?
taking photos for people and stuff. Yeah.
Crazy.
Missed opportunity to call it Tuum.
Toem.
Toem. That's really cool. I didn't know that was coming, Blood.
Yeah. That's from something we made. Currently
Cute.
in development is all the status they're giving.
Hell yeah. Hell
Awesome.
yeah. Fair
Um,
enough.
But yeah, set off on an all-new adventure about uncovering hidden details, helping friends along the way, and documenting the world's little wonders.
Nice.
And then I didn't get to catch all the Day of the Dev, so I just have a couple of things there. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon
Oh, funny.
gives me some Trials vibes here.
Dawn.
All right.
It's a sequel to Ultimate Chicken Horse, which I've heard
Right.
of, and I know people have talked
I've played it.
well
It's
about,
fun.
but I
It's
haven't
fun.
played myself.
It's fun.
But yeah, four players on bikes.
Dude, bikes are fucking
Bikes are bad,
in.
dude.
Yeah.
Good
Bikes are the
grief,
new
bikes
witches.
are
Little
in.
side-scrolling
New witches
levels,
and
like
Yeah.
Trials.
frogs,
Yeah,
dude.
look at that.
Holy shit.
Or like an
Bikes,
Excite bike
dude.
kind of.
Don.
Dude, if you're a dev right now, quickly make a bike game.
No, it's too late already.
Oh, that looks neat.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Trying to see what else I've got on the Day of the Dev stuff. Ultimate
Why is it giving me worms
little jet
energy?
is-
Raccoon.
Well, because the
It's a bike racing
levels
party
are
game.
quick.
Yeah.
They're
The
like
little rocket
yeah.
boost thing looks
You have to
cool.
like get through, solve a puzzle, choose a boost, and keep going.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Oh, the umbrella.
Oh, it says you and your friends build the course together.
Yeah.
Dawn.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Because that's like Ultimate Horse game. You're like positioning stuff, and you can like screw your friend over by like blocking them and stuff. It's fun.
This would probably be a fun game to stream.
Yeah.
We should. I can't believe we've never played Ultimate Chicken Horse. It's like
I feel like we almost did or something
yeah,
like
it's
that
fun.
a long
It's
time ago.
wild.
Yeah.
Cool.
That looks fun.
Next, Huber, I remember we were into this when we saw a little bit of it earlier, and they showed some more. Sleight of Hand.
Oh yeah,
This
dude.
is a third-person stealth game, but with like deck building mechanics.
Yeah, dude.
And so your options in any given situation are based on what cards come up in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game looks sick.
Yeah.
I'm super in.
Her design is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
here we go.
You can see down there, it's like
Dude.
Snuff Out, Peekaboo. I think they showed
Dude,
it.
vibes. Fucking vibes.
Hell yeah.
Was that a pentagram on the
Probably.
evidence board?
Probably.
Oh, it's a good looking city.
It
Dude.
does one of those things where you can, I think Dishonored did this too, where like you can
We
tie
love Dishonored.
one person's status to another person, right?
Oh my god.
And so like when
Dishonored.
Just stop talking about Dishonored. I can't play that game right now, okay?
but basically like you could set a trap, but then you could also like have the other person like tied to the same actions as the first person. So when the
Yeah.
first person gets trapped, then they're
Yep.
both trapped.
Hell
Because
yeah.
they're linked.
Oh.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there it is,
I
Honey
can't
Trap.
wait. I
Honey
can't wait for
trap,
this.
dude.
Smoke Bomb, Evaporate. Oh yeah, so you can become invisible with the Evaporate there.
What's the progression like with cards? And is the game levels? Those are my two primary
Is
questions.
the game levels?
Are there
Third
levels?
person stealth action deck builder about taking down the coven you used to run with.
Hell
Okay. Dope. I love a revenge story.
But I don't have much else.
Okay.
I don't think I have much else. Let me make
Yeah, I
sure.
want to know like how big
Witches with
/ long each stage is. And I want to know how to
Oh wait,
get
I do have a little bit more. Let's
How
see. Let's
big
see.
more
/ long
cards.
is it?
Yeah, and I want to
Lady
know.
Luck, former private detective played by Debbie Mae West from Metal Gear.
Oh, cool.
That's right. I
Metal
remember that
Gear?
now.
a Metal Gear?
Manipulating smoke and shadow, skulk through Steeple City,
Skulk.
tying
10 out
up
of 10
enemies
word.
and executing stealthy takedowns on a mission of redemption beneath the cloak of
I
darkness.
love redemption.
Sounds like it's more story based. Isn't that like?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything that would indicate like a roguelike or anything.
No,
like
no,
that.
no. Just how you get the cards. If you just beat a level, you get them.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you find them in the environment, if you get some kind of currency and buy them, if they're just given to you all automatically and then you can customize your
It does
deck.
say upgrade your deck,
I love the ads in the backgrounds of these shots.
but I don't see.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't see how you get the
Okay.
cards necessarily.
More to come as the game gets closer. Cool. I'm so intrigued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super duper got my eye on this one.
Real into it.
You know I love some stealth. And I think that's a really cool twist on stealth. Having your cards and stuff.
Yep.
It's neat.
And then Recur is next. New game announcement. This is you're playing as a mailman.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah, dude.
have time manipulation powers
Dude.
Oh.
that emerge. And
This character rules.
yeah, and it's got like the kind of the comic printing effects
Yeah,
in the shading,
halftone.
which is really nice. Yeah, halftone.
And cross
But yeah, so it looks like he almost gets crushed by a car, but then like he learns that he can control time, and so like you're going
Handy.
through levels, rewinding and forwarding time to kind of like solve puzzles and work your way through all these different platforming sections.
Sweet.
It's
Not
a
enough
neat
games
little
as
thing.
mail delivery people, like the other one I loved, where
Lake.
you're the lake. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
So I I think there's untapped potential in being a
So
mailman.
it looks like if you go left, time goes one way, and if you go right, time goes the other way.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's depending on what way you're moving,
Very
rather than using trigger buttons or something. Look at the dog.
Yeah,
flying
that's so
backwards.
funny. What the hell is the Jonathan Blow game called?
the
Braid?
witness.
Braid.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nice. And then the last one that I was able to get to, last time they had nothing to show, and I was like, don't skip it. But now we actually got a little bit more look at Blueprints. So it's your
Dude, this is my most
Blueprints.
anticipated, perhaps, game of 2020 Fizzle right
Nice.
now.
So Blueprints and GTA 6 are in front of you. You're taking Blueprints, baby.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I
believe
taking
it.
Blueprints as well.
I definitely would. Yeah. Long and the short of it is, it's so it's like if you've played Mansions of Madness or Betrayal on the House on the Hill, you get to select 3 tiles, place them. You have to keep track.
The look in when it's in
It's
motion.
fucking beautiful, this game.
Yeah, my God.
You have to keep track of, so there's like several puzzle kind of things, strategy things going on at once. You have to keep track of the house you're building as you go, because you place the rooms in front of you as you open doors. You choose which room to go, and it's like, okay, this, I only have tiles that let me go left, right, or dead end, so I have to like, in this instance,
Right.
you have to keep track of what you're doing, and you can look at the blueprint over, like right here, you
Oh,
can see, so
God.
you have a five wide grid. Your grandpa or uncle or somebody left you this house, right? That's what I was talking about. And you get to keep it if you find the hidden 40. This Dev and I vibed well. We got along really well. You have to find the hidden 46th room or whatever.
Oh, okay. got it, yeah.
Because it's a 45 room mansion, but it changes every time you go back in.
Dude,
You
I
can't stay at
love
night.
pulling a book
Yeah.
and a door opening.
Well, and this was like, I've said this before when I talked about this, but like the dev immediately noticed like how I was looking around at all the details in the rooms, because I was immediately clocking like, art elements or whatever, and I was like, okay, there's definitely some kind of meta puzzle going on here. And like when I left the mansion, I expected the day to just end and it to start over, but like there's grounds outside, there's hidden doors, there's paths, there's mazes, there's like other buildings.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going on. So it's like Lorelei and the Laser Eyes meets like Betrayal on the House on the Hill like style tile placement. There's a narrative. It's like Myst style, like island exploration stuff that you're seeing
Wow.
here. Like this game seems so up my alley.
This is a sleeper goatee.
Oh my
right
God, yeah.
now,
The-
for sure.
It showed just a second ago these puzzle boxes. So like there are rules to the way the mansion works too. So it's like rooms in the west half of the mansion tend to be locked more often. But you're the one who puts the rooms in the west side of the mansion, right? So it's like if you don't have keys, you could try to stay on the east side, but you go to these puzzle rooms to get keys and stuff like that, and gems and other things to unlock stuff. So it's like you're managing all this, and you're doing all this stuff. You can keep track of where the rooms are and whatever. And every time you go into a room, you lose a step. So you can only take a certain number of steps per day. Bedrooms give you a step back. They give you like 2 steps back, so it's like a net positive of 1, or something to that effect. It seems so crunchy, but so immediately playable. This is exactly what I'm talking about with like all of my favorite kinds of games, where it's like there's insane depth, but you can immediately just pick it up and start playing.
Right,
like
seriously, yeah.
right out, you push play and you're just going.
Yeah.
And like, it just felt right. It looked right. Blueprints, dude.
Blueprints.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm
Blueprints.
so
Wow.
jazzed about it.
Hell yeah.
And I think I don't know if they updated it with that, but the window is like spring 2025.
Puzzle
Yeah, that's the-
enthusiast.
Far too
Iowa.
far away for me.
Stamp
But
of approval.
oh my God, I'm so jazzed about it.
Yeah.
And the dev has been like working on it for like 8 or 9 years.
Wow.
Oh, okay. One of those. Yep.
Insanity.
Wow.
Like mostly on their own, but like team up to like 4 or 5 people maybe. It's just like
Right.
goodness gracious.
Okay. What was the
It's
date?
So
What was the
amazing.
date?
It's spring.
Springish.
Spring. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Q2.
Spring
Great.
TM.
Great. That's close.
Yeah. It is time for love and respect.
Love and respect.
From Brandon K. Gann.
What
Hello, everyone. Now that we've reached the end of the year, I'm curious to know, when you think back to 2024, what is the one thing or two about games or gaming that will stick with you? For me, I'll always associate it with the release of my now second favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But also a year continuing the mass constant layoffs from poor C-suite
Yeah.
decision-making. Thanks for taking this submission if you do, and stay easy, fellow allies.
I mean, I think sadly that this year has been marred by by that. Like the mismanagement, mistreatment, just kind of the general landscape of gaming being pretty bleak, continuing from 2023 into 2024. It's pretty hardcore. Like this post-COVID landscape, whatever it is has been rough.
Yeah.
But flip side of that, positive side of that, like there have been a lot of pretty solid. For me, I think like it's been a year of really solid indie games. Like
Oh yeah.
Lorelei and the
the year of
Laser
indies
Eyes,
and the year of the RPG.
Indica, Fear the Spotlight,
Right.
Nine Souls.
so many great examples of just
Well, and I
amazing
think that's
indie
another
games.
one of the
Mini
big,
shoot adventures.
but I think that's another one of the big things too, right? That like we're
Billionaire.
seeing all like new parts of the world kind of rising up a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
like we're seeing, you know, Wukong and Phantom Blade Zero and Nine Souls and Stellar Blade and like
Totally.
Bow and like yeah.
Gotta get back to Bow.
Yeah, you do.
Brick.
I'm really curious. Well, now that you finished one,
yeah.
because I need to finish Nine Souls. You need to finish Bow.
Yeah.
And we can compare some notes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, I think that it's that weird 1-2 punch of like, okay, on the one hand, like, dude, the layoffs, just like, it's just so hard to like, every week there's another set, there's another thing, there's something else to be frustrated about, and then at the same time, it's just like, how are there this many games?
So many games.
We don't even have December anymore.
I know.
There's
Right.
there's no slow period. It's
Yeah.
done. The slow periods are gone.
Games have been coming out during the holiday break, and we're just like, hey,
And then like, you know, well, you had the question on last week's podcast about like, look at 2025. Is that going to be the best year ever?
Crazy,
Like,
yeah.
it just keeps happening. Like
Jeez.
just 2023 started it, and now it's just like every year is just full of insane games.
Yeah.
It's like,
shout out to that guy that got the Game Changer Award in Game Awards.
oh, Amir, yeah,
Amir, yeah, I
yes.
met him at the
Oh, great.
the after thing, and I told him, I'm like, hey, congrats! Like your speech almost made me cry on a stream. Like it was
No, Amir has
moving,
been
very
doing
moving.
such amazing work. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really happy because I spotted him before the award started.
Mm-hmm.
He was like in a few rows up ahead of me, and then when Jeff started leading up to it, it was like, is he gonna bring Amir on stage? Like, holy cow! Yeah, so that's really, really great.
That's really cool.
Nice. Also, on a super negative note, I feel like 2024 is like the rise of the grift. Kind of bums me out.
Yeah.
Unpack that. How do you mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather just not get into
Yeah,
that,
no,
but,
I mean just there like this industry has been divisive, but I feel like this year specifically it's like the most divisive, you know. It's just like so many sides to every game. It's just like, you know, a game comes out and there's a war about it. Another game comes out and there's a war about it.
Well, and
And
it's just
like
yeah. Yeah, there's just
And that
people
always
that want to
happens?
run around hating on
Yeah.
everything.
yeah, it feels like that's
I want
always
to find something new to hate about like every day.
Yeah,
Well,
it feels like
especially-
it's always been a thing in this industry, but this year specifically was like people profited on it. And
Yeah,
like,
negativity is being
Yeah.
systemically rewarded by social
Yeah.
media platforms owned by maniacs.
Yeah,
So like, there's like, one even wonders half the time if people even actually think
Do they
anything
play
or
the
feel
games?
anything.
Do they like
no,
the
yeah,
games
yeah.
even?
Or
It's like-
or just be negative as a job because it's like, you know, I imagine a lot of these people actually have these thoughts and feelings, but some of them don't. They're just like monetizing hate
yeah,
because you can.
yeah.
And it's like, this is just one of another many aspects of being in a post-reality society created by the fracturing of humanity by the internet, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, yeah. It's like when everybody like gets their news from different sources, and some of those sources are legit, and some of them are not, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Totally.
yeah, it's craziness.
Yes. So, but even with all of that negativity out there and the constant, you know, yelling at each other and hate, this year has, and all the layoffs, of course, like you said, it's like, how are there so many games this year?
Yeah.
How are there so many good
Yeah,
games?
well, yeah, and then the flip side, the flip side of negativity is there's just still been just so much positive support and so
Exactly.
many, you know, so many relationships that I've built this year. You know, like, you know, I told people at the Game Awards that like, yeah, like going to DICE was like one of the best things I did. Like, had not been to DICE for 20 years, and going back to that show, I was like, oh, just 3 days of talking to people and meeting
Yeah.
people, and some of those people, like, I kept seeing throughout the year. You know, like I had heard of them before in the past, but never met before. And like at DICE, it's like, I
Nice.
think I know who you are. Like, you
There's
know,
those
it's like-
relationships.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it's such an interesting industry, and just like this extends into, you know, art of all kinds and like the human experience in general. But like, kind of counter to signal to noise. You know, like that's why stuff like the Wholesome games stuff, or like Little Moments, or like a mirror winning that thing, and you know, like the small positive moments almost like hit harder. They like mean more
Right.
because the noise is so
loud.
uproarious, you know, and
yeah,
so
or like
negative.
so many people,
Yeah.
you know, coming up to me, you know, at Game Awards and being like, "Yeah, I've watched you guys since, you know, Game Trailers was using QuickTime Player."
Quick
Yeah.
time.
I think that's before my time.
God, I hated that player. Oh my God.
Game Trailers was not a great website technically for
No, it was a great website until Viacom.
until
took it down.
Viacom. Yeah.
I mean, when we were using QuickTime, like QuickTime was the high end of. You know,
No, yeah.
Yeah. Or like we had moved to Flash, but we still had QuickTime and WMV options.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just remember it
in my
always
era when they
crashing.
ruined the website is what they
Yeah.
messed it
2012.
up.
I remember that year pretty distinctly.
Me too.
We pushed back against that for a good while.
I just remember 2013 because it had GTA 5 and The Last of Us.
Wow.
From Harrison Holt.
Nice.
Realize this week, which would now be a couple weeks ago, Steam reached an all-time concurrent user count of 39 million users.
Steam did?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, the statistic isn't too eye-opening until you look at the graph over time. Would it surprise you to learn then that Steam only hit 20 million concurrent users in early 2020?
Oh, whoa.
Not surprising at all.
Lockdown saw the number get a small spike, but the growing trend of Steam users over time is clear and apparent. PC gaming is seeing steady growth that is only accelerating as time goes on. Back when I first got into PC gaming with Counter-Strike Source in 2004, the platform felt very niche. It didn't really compete with major consoles. It was like modern-day Nintendo doing its own thing in its own lane. But that has changed. But has that changed, do you think, now? Does PC gaming, and therefore Valve, compete with Sony and Microsoft for market share? Is this perhaps why Sony has started to support PC more and more over the last 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because numbers like that are always so interesting to me, because it's like when I found out the lifetime sales of Resident Evil, that was the most eye-opening thing, because it's like, to us, these things are huge, and Steam is ubiquitous, and everybody uses Steam. And then 39 million is like nothing compared to 8 billion plus
like
people
Street Fighter
in the world.
too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest, most known properties, and then you look at the numbers, and it's like, what? Like all of Street Fighter doesn't even stack up to like one Mario Kart or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's really interesting, especially in light of the conversation we were just having about like the intensity of the negativity around gaming, where it's like, oh yeah, like this is actually like an extraordinarily small bubble of an enthusiast, you know, mind share.
Yeah, I mean,
for-
all of
for
social
gaming.
media in general
Yeah,
is
exactly.
a small bubble. Yeah.
And so it's just like that gives you a good perspective, I think, on things too. But like besides that, back to the question, because like, yeah, if you look at the numbers versus consoles, where it's like what the PS4 sold, didn't they say like 100 million or something like that? Like what was it recently?
Damiani's the one that has the numbers on the top of his
Yeah.
head. I only have them when I have them.
Yeah.
So I mean, but like let's say that's
PS2 is like
right.
160 or something.
Right.
PS2.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like this is like 40% of that or whatever
Right.
it is. Like, you
Well,
know,
this is
that
concurrent.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. That's concurrent. So that means I don't necessarily have that kind of number for. Yeah, but that means you can assume the numbers of total people who have installed Steam is very, very high.
So many.
So yeah, I mean, I think that Steam has definitely become like kind of the
Yeah.
default PC marketplace.
I'm excited to see how like 2025 goes with PC games, because back in my day, like the PS2 era, right? PC versions of games were so far beyond consoles, it was insane. Like if you played like Mafia or Half-Life or Max Payne on PS2 versus PC, like,
Yeah.
or Deus Ex, like
3
radically,
generations.
radically different and
Generations
improved.
ahead.
Designed the same, yeah.
Yeah. But then that gap has shrunk considerably. But then now, over the last bunch of years, we get like these botched PC ports.
PC games are worse sometimes.
Yeah. So, like in the last year or so, I feel like 2024 specifically was like, dude, PC, get the shit, like get the mind share of
Right.
the PC,
Yeah.
get that piece of the pie. I feel like they are putting more emphasis and focus on it, and I think Microsoft and Sony both specifically have really like led that charge.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know, everything is an Xbox. Obviously, you play all those games on PC,
Right.
but then Sony also putting their games on PC and showing that importance.
Well, yeah,
I think that kind of just raises everybody up.
They're starting to see, and I think this is the bleeding edge, the beginning of the end of kind of console generations mattering quite as much. I mean, Xbox, as we've said 100 times, has been on that kind of tip for years, but like now they're just saying the quiet part out loud with their ads about everything being an Xbox, because it's like, yeah, like they don't care what you're playing it on as long as you're
Yeah.
buying it through their service, and like I think that that speaks to the fact that like there is a parity between PC hardware and console hardware. Whether or not, like, obviously a lot of gaming PCs are much, much better than the current consoles.
Yeah.
Right.
But the games are being designed so
Yeah.
that they're kind of just the same across all of them.
Right.
Exactly.
So it's like,
Yeah, and the underlying architecture is more similar now.
It's more
too.
similar,
like the
yeah.
PS2 and PS3
Yeah.
were
oh, the PS3 was a nightmare,
ridiculously
yeah.
different beasts. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the fact that everything is just Unreal 5 or Unity, and the fact that everything is just kind of like, yeah, the PlayStation is using like slightly above minimum specs, and the
Yeah,
PC
yeah.
is using maximum specs.
Yeah.
But it's the same engine that just has these capabilities built into it. There's this homogenization of gaming that I think is good, because
Yeah.
like then we're seeing fewer compromised, like the Xbox Series S or whatever you want to blame it on, but like modern games being held back by
Switch
by lesser
one at
hardware,
this point.
Switch One, So the more similar all these machines are, probably the better, because the games can just take advantage of the best stuff instead of
Yeah.
limiting by the worst.
Yeah, I think 2025 is going to be a big year for PC.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Let's play a game. From G. The Finger.
Yo.
Let's keep it simple, allies. Below are 10 pairings of numbers. All you need to do is tell me which number is bigger. Adoration and admiration.
26. There's no bigger number than that.
So, the bigger number, the number of food recipes in Tears of the Kingdom, or the total number of film clips in Immortality.
Oh, immortality.
Immortality.
Immortality, it is 202 film clips
Jesus.
versus 147 recipes.
Yeah. Them's filmed.
Second batch.
The hell?
Sorry. My cable's all okay.
Tangled up in blue.
The number of cars destroyed in the City Escape truck sequence of Sonic Adventure 2. Or the rungs in the very tall ladder of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Incredible
The ladder.
question. The ladder.
The ladder it is.
Yeah.
That thing goes on forever.
144 rungs versus 104 cars destroyed.
Closer than that.
Close.
Dude, can't wait.
The number of megaton residents killed if you set off the nuke
Okay.
in Fallout 3.
I have a pretty good guesstimate on that number, I think.
Dude, they put a nuke on a Call of Duty map recently.
Oh, really?
And it's just like on the map, and if you shoot it enough, it blows up and the match ends. They're just like nuclear blast.
everyone?
Like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That's amazing. In a standard match?
Just in a standard match.
That's
and it's just
so
often that you have to
funny.
shoot it a lot, but
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
You have to live long enough to...
Okay, so the number of megaton people killed if
Yeah.
you set off the nuke versus the bare percent world record for Baldur's Gate 3 in minutes, meaning speed runs
How
where you
long-
have sex with the bear as fast as possible.
Right. In minutes?
Yeah,
Or
how many minutes for that versus how many people died in Fallout
Okay,
3
I think
megaton?
both of these are around like 26.
I'll go with the bear.
I'll say megaton.
It is the bear percent world record. 50 minutes
50 minutes. Wow.
for
okay.
that. 44 people die in
44.
Megaton.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like 20s or 40s for megaton, but that's what I was thinking.
Hey, the nuke only kills 40 people. That's pretty good.
Small town.
Yeah.
Huber, this one's for you.
All right.
The number of unique moves in Mortal Kombat Armageddon's create a fatality system versus the unique moves Mew can learn in Pokemon Red and Blue.
Don and I talk about that fatality customization pretty often. Isn't it like botched?
It was a little bit scuffed.
Yeah,
not
it's
the dream
scuffed.
you imagine it to be.
Exactly. It's compromised.
Like they're actually thinking back on it. I remember there's definitely not a lot of unique moves. However, there's so many characters, Huber. I
Yeah.
think 60 characters that even with each of them having just a few unique
You're
moves, which they
right.
truly do, it's still going to be a big number. The problem is I can't compare it to Pokemon because I don't. I
Can't
can't
Mew
even
learn
come
everything?
up with a number.
Or no?
I have no idea with
But
Pokemon.
what's everything? How many
Well,
are
right,
there in
how many
everything,
moves?
right?
I'll go with Pokemon.
I'll go with Mortal Kombat.
It is Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
73 unique moves versus 55.
55! They did it on purpose.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that.
The number of floors in Tartarus in
my
Persona
God.
3
God.
Infinity billion.
Blah.
versus
Blah.
the days between the original launch date of Cyberpunk and its actual release date.
The
That's
launch
longer.
announcement or launch
The
date?
date that they first announced it would launch,
Okay.
and then the day that it did launch.
Well, there's like 100 floors in Tartarus or something.
Let's say Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
I think Tartarus might be 300 though.
It is Tartarus.
Fucking hell.
264
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
floors versus 238 days between those dates.
Less than a year.
Tartarus sucks, dude. I hate Tartarus.
Did they fix it for the remake?
The number of pellets on the first board of Pac-Man,
Oh God. Okay.
or the all-time high concurrent player count on Steam for Concord.
Why do we have to do that? I refuse.
Okay. So that was like
I'm tired
600.
of punching down on Concord. I'm done. I refuse.
I think it would be Concord.
Yeah, it's Concord.
Okay.
240 pellets.
I was gonna say it can't be 600 pellets.
Yeah, 697 player
Yeah.
count.
Yeah. So Concord won that.
Yeah,
That was good for
something.
Con-
They
that,
won
was, that was a
something.
compliment to Concord.
This is amazing. The number of nodes in the Path of Exile 2 passive skill tree
Okay.
1 billion.
A lot. Yeah.
versus the number of chips earned in Balatro playing a level 1 flush 5 with the red deck.
Level 1 flush.
A level 1 flush 5 with a red deck.
Okay.
I'm confused.
In Ante 1?
This is some Jason math over
Well, because like Ante 10, you get into like, powers of numbers, but like
Yeah.
that if it's level 1, like meaning Ante 1, just a regular, no modifiers, flush hand, 5-card flush.
Should we ask our resident Balatro expert?
What is Gabby
Yeah,
think?
what's
Gabby
her-
wants
Well, I was
to
gonna
know.
say,
We wanna know.
1,000 hours to the game?
It would only be
She's
like a
crunching
couple
some
hundred.
numbers.
It's like it's like a 20x multiplier probably.
My guess is it's like you probably get 1,200 or something.
Gabby is guessing 1,200 or something. If you
I'll
did-
say
Plus 5, 1,200.
I'll say the PoE2 tree.
Same.
It is Balatro.
Damn it.
Ooh, Balatro, big winner. Nice.
1,500 nodes versus
Hey, you're pretty close, Gabby.
the number comes up to 2,560.
Okay. It's a
Yeah.
pretty not too bad. Okay.
Balatro, I will never uninstall. ever.
Yeah, it's only like 20
why? Would you-
kilobytes.
yeah, you-
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
like
reason.
30
Yeah.
megabytes.
Even
Ever.
if you uninstall it, it's like it doesn't help because 2 seconds later just reinstall it again.
Yeah.
Hubert, now it's time for your expertise.
Mm-hmm.
The number of citizens in Willamette
Willamette Mall, yep.
in
that,
Dead Rising
that would be 53,000, like 261 or something.
versus the highest note streak achievable in Through the Fire and the Flames for Guitar Hero 3.
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force, so that's really... Well, on what difficulty? Highest possible?
Highest note achievable. I would
Okay.
guess
Are
that
there-
would be the highest difficulty.
Are there 53,000 notes? No.
53,000 or 5,300?
There's 53,000 people in
Oh,
Willamette.
definitely not that many. Well, wait. Score or note streak?
Note streak.
I'm saying
Probably
I'm-
the mall.
Yeah, I'm going Dead Rising.
It's Dead Rising.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
53,594
594.
Woo!
There we go.
versus 3,722.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I was
Still
like-
pretty huge.
It's like even songs with a lot of notes don't got 50,000. Generally.
The size of Blood Gulch in Halo
Okay.
in square meters.
Okay.
Semi-small map.
Yeah, not huge. But we don't
versus
understand meters because we're filthy
Yeah.
Americans.
the minimum Katamari size needed to beat the final stage in Katamari Damacy in meters.
Aren't you bigger than a planet?
Yeah, I'm going to say
Katamari.
Katamari is bigger.
But the smaller needed to win. The smallest needed to win.
Katamari still.
Wait, we're picking the smallest one.
Smallest
in
needed
meters.
to win in meters of the final level.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still going to say
Still
Katamari.
saying Katamari.
It is Blood Gulch.
Damn.
7,019 square meters versus 300 meter size for that Katamari.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Why am I?
Why do I want
I thought the last level you were like a planet
Yeah.
sized.
Same.
Am I crazy?
300 meters is not a planet.
No, not at all.
No. Dunno. Last one. The marketing budget
Love marketing budgets.
for Super Mario Brothers 3
Oh my god.
in $1988
Not adjusted.
versus the number of streams that Herald of Darkness from Alan Wake 2 has had on Spotify.
That.
That wins.
That
Everyone's
one.
obsessed.
It is Mario Brothers 3.
Oh.
What?
$25 million marketing budget, and Herald of Darkness has had $6.3 million streams.
See
Or
that
6.3 million streams.
that right there is an example of us thinking gaming is bigger than it is.
Yep, there it is. Set the entire industry on fire, but it's only 6 million
But it's
people.
only 6 million people. Like compared to the human race, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
But it's all we ever talk about.
Out along the edge is always where I burn to be. The further on the edge, the hotter the intensity. Highway to the danger zone. Gonna take it right into the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. Right into the
Wars. I was like, when are you
Kept
going to do
going.
it?
Kept going.
I loved
Kept
that.
going.
Gabby needs to get on the mic in there, by the way. And then who wants to go first?
I does.
Okay.
Black or blue ink pens?
Black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have to defend it. Black is classier. Blue ink kind of gives you like a couldn't find something better sort of a vibe, you know? Black you can use in any situation. Blue ink is sort of like, I don't know, I'm filling out a form. You can't color your nails with a ballpoint ink pen. You could use a Sharpie.
Oh, I was thinking of Sharpies.
No, yeah.
My bad.
But yeah, blue ink is kind of the silver medal of ballpoint pens, I would say. Yeah.
Who's next?
Sure.
Seasoning or sauce?
Ooh. I think seasoning. It's more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's
Ingrained.
It's what is the fucking word I'm
Integral?
looking for? There's like an art form to it, and I'm not
yeah.
discrediting sauces, but like So many sauces are just too saucy. They're unpredictable. It's like, would you like some meat with your sauce? Like sauce has the potential to dominate a dish. It's more amateur to me than a perfected seasoning.
Here.
All right, now it's time for you two. Who's next?
I'll go.
Blankets or pillows?
Blankets.
Correct, yeah.
You can ball up a blanket to be a pillow. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. You can ball up a blanket to be a pillow. And it's just so nice to wrap a blanket around yourself when it's chilly.
Yeah.
Hell, even if it's warm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go crazy. Also, you can make a blanket fort.
Blanket fort.
Oh,
Blanket cape.
Yeah.
dude, blanket cape.
Nice.
Blanket skirt.
Yeah.
Dress.
Yeah.
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 All right, Don's turn. Where's Don?
Where is Don?
Where's Don?
He's coming.
Love a blanket cape. I had a blanket cape
Oh,
like
Lord,
a week
yeah.
ago.
All the time. He cut away from himself.
Go ahead.
Baths or showers?
He's gonna say bad.
He's gonna be a
fucking unhinged.
freak,
Of course,
dude.
I'm not gonna say bath. Who has time for baths?
Nobody.
The concept of a bath is lovely, but it's not like the 1800s or something like that. No one has time for baths. If you're a child, baths are wonderful, but unfortunately, that's something we got to leave behind when we grow up.
Hell yeah.
Showers.
Showers.
Nothing like a hot shower to start your day off.
Hell yeah.
My
Oof, yeah.
goodness, what a blessing a hot shower is. Oh,
I could
I
use
will-
a hot shower right now. I'm so cold.
I will never forget. Anytime I think of bath now, I think of my brother. My brother was always just like, you're just sitting in your own filth.
You have to take a shower
Like,
after a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Clean
point.
off the bath. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a
Just like,
Japanese thing. Actually, you should take a shower before a bath.
He used
You
to talk
go
about
in
that
clean.
Oh,
all
that's
the time.
Going
nice.
He
clean.
used to talk about
Sounds
it all
really
the time.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. I think I'm giving that to Gabby.
Nice.
Sweet deal.
Blankets are pretty fucking sick.
Or Wars Master Gabby over here.
Blankets.
Did she win
Jeez.
last night?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, time to check in on those bets. Final check-in, final score update for the 2024 betting season.
Woo!
We had a bet on hold because a game got delayed on one platform only, and that was the platform we were going to check. Anton Blast came out on Steam on December 3rd, but it came out on Switch on December 13th. So we can complete the bet when we originally put it in there. We were going to go to the Switch store page to see what the file size for the game would be.
Oh, I went so high on this.
Damiani went with 88 megabytes.
1.21 gigawatts.
Huber went with 1.4 gigabytes. Isla went with 1.8 gigabytes.
Insane.
Don went with 785 megabytes.
Yeah, I lost this.
No, yeah.
This is over.
It's like 300 megabytes.
Gabby had a 1 gigabyte even. I had 1.3 gigabytes.
Undercut me.
The answer was 508 megabytes.
Yeah.
Don is the winner.
Nice, Tom.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Feels good.
Hell yeah.
So, our final scoreboard. Huber at the top, the winner,
Oh,
with 13 for the Stealthy Centipede. Coming in second place, tied, it's me and Isla, the
Hey.
Wet Hummingbird, and
Yeah.
the Effervescent Hippopotamus. Bloop, 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 bloop.
yay.
Oh wait, you got it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say at the same time, but yours is so short.
Mine, yeah. I kind of did it twice, actually.
Okay.
Then tied with 8 points, Gabby and Don, the Optimistic Rat, and the Fashionable Manatee.
Make your noises.
Swing.
It's been a minute.
And then he's not even here today, unfortunately. But Damiani bringing up the last place as the pompous Cocker Spaniel.
Damiani.
Damn, how much do you have?
6 points.
Pompous.
Wow.
So, as a reminder, this means that in 2025, Huber will be crowned the fancy one.
The fancy one.
You can be the fancy one. You can be the fancy centipede. or you can be a new animal with a
Okay.
fancy denominator.
Sweet. Can I be Mr. Fancy?
Wow.
Mr. Fancy.
Mr. Fancy
I'll make a
Pants.
note of that.
Mr. Fancy.
Mr. Fancy.
Free and fancy free. Wait, what's
You're gonna
that
have to
saying?
think of a sound for that.
Fancy free something.
Something and fancy.
Something and fancy free.
Footloose and fancy.
Footloose and fancy free. That sounds cool.
You will get one sketchy token that will allow you to change another player's bet.
Bloodworth, no matter what.
No matter what. Y'all are safe, no matter what. He could be in dead last, no matter what.
You are going to have to pick a game that the rest of us are all going to have to draw a box art for,
Fun.
with a funny take on the title.
Very fun.
And then you're going to get an illustration from Sarah Knight
Great.
of the stealthy centipede.
That's such a pleasure. Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, especially like what's she going to do?
Yeah.
That's gonna be
How's she gonna make it
amazing.
selfie?
I know. Like a bandana on a centipede.
I have ideas, but I don't want to like to like taint the well, you know?
Yeah,
like let her come
yeah.
up with the idea.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because Damiani lost, he is going to have to stream one of the lowest rated games of the year, chosen by our patrons.
Sounds fortunate.
That's 3-hour stream.
Do we have any idea some of the contenders? We have
Yeah.
no clue.
We're gonna
do
have
we?
to. We'll have them do it.
We
Just
don't
like
even
we do
have
the
a
top
clue.
10s.
Yeah, I can't even guess what it could be.
Yeah.
But
He's then going to need to write a 2-page story from the perspective of one of those NPCs in that game.
we better give him a
Die, you
font size
bastards!
on that. You better give him a font size. Damiani's going to try to pull
he's
some
gonna
crap.
weasel it.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll
He's
see.
gonna clip through
Don't give him any ideas.
Google Docs.
And then he's going to need to read that story on this podcast by the end of January.
Oof.
Yeah.
We still have to make that song.
I know.
Still have to make that song. That's for Min-Max.
Min-Max.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trivia Tower, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we lost.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easy
Wait, can we look at the 10 worst games of 2024
No,
according to Metacritic?
we gotta wrap this up. We got stuff coming up.
Alrighty. Funko Fusion is an option.
Yeah, they just added
Ouch.
The Office to that game. So
I tried so hard to play
Get
Funko Fusion.
demonetized playing that or something.
let me tell you about patreon.com/easy allies. Thank you so much for being with us through 2024. We know we have to pre-shoot these, so the stuff is a little bit dated, but a lot of good like demo info, first hands-on stuff. So thank you for being with us. And if you've enjoyed listening to this stuff for hours, consider chipping in a couple of bucks every month to make sure that it keeps happening week after week. For $5 a month, you get this podcast 2 days before the public version. You get it ad-free. You get to submit questions to Love and Respect. You get bonus questions for Love and Respect. And you get in our official Discord where you can vote on top 10s. You can meet other people in the community, get some of that video game news quicker than you might elsewhere. You know, if you just want to be someplace where you're not having to deal with a bunch of noise, bunch of spoilers.
Yeah.
Like here's just a news channel. It's just
Totally.
a news channel. Yeah. And our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast each and every week. And this month's shout outs go to Jabawabs and El Thanis. Shout out. Not a lot of promotions because we're pre-shooting, but again, check out those interviews we talked about from the Game Awards, Dying Light, The Beast, Warframe, 1999, and The Witcher 4. Gabby, since you won Or Wars, you get to shout out anything or anyone on your mind this week. You get the final word, and you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
What's the first thing?
Shout out.
Shout out to Intergalactic.
Nice.
Pumped to play it. Next is
Final word.
Final word. The Game Awards were great this year.
Yeah.
Congrats, Jeff.
Nice.
And then my sign off is coming. 1 second. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. Get the dream egg from the Moogle Chocobo Carnival to unlock the Master Assassin's robes for Noctis.
Highway to the danger zone.